a great run considering he had nothing downfield, and smart enough to tuck it under, and he got
really good adjustments by the Benson staff
yeah.
here, Bill. Really good adjustments by the Benson offensive staff here. With a quick passing game, misdirection, taking advantage of the aggressiveness that Tanque Verde showed on that last drive.
Yeah, Tanque Verde's being real aggressive, and a couple times they've run themselves out of the position to make the tackle, being so aggressive.
Absolutely.
So single back set out of shotgun. Here comes the rush from Tanque Verde as he goes to the far side. 77, it's a fumble. He trips the ball. Unfortunately for Benson, it goes out of bounds, and they will keep possession.
Lortho was late coming over. He had a blitzing defender coming in 21. Lortho didn't pick him up in time. You at least chipped him. Would have bought plenty of time for that quarterback.
That 77 came from this side of the field all the way across, and that's why you have your big guys running wind sprints. That very reason right there. Chase down the quarterback, strip the ball, and like we said, fortunately for Benson, it rolled out of bounds. So 3rd and 6 now after all that. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, and once again, he hits that, he's still on his feet. He hits that line and kind of bounced off to the outside. Nobody's wrapping up. Everybody's trying to arm tackle him, and you can't do that.
We got a good little 1-2 punch with Lortho and Workman, going left and going right. So it's a really good game plan here.
I'm very impressed with the Benson running back and also the play calling.
Yeah.
He's definitely keeping Tanque Verde on their heels.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 again. We're under a minute here in the first quarter.
Double split, double slot. They're going to spread them out.
So once again, going to the ground, and why not? It's working. And it looks like he got a good 3 or 4 yards out of that one.
That's based on formation, Bill. They're going to see how well those interior linemen can hold up.
Yeah, this is strength on strength with Tanque Verde in their run game, and now Benson showing that they can also get the tough yardage. So I think that's going to be the last play of the first quarter.
Yep. You called it.
Yes, he picked up 5 yards on the previous play.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's going to be the end of the first quarter. I got to do a sheet. And with the score 7-7, you couldn't ask for a better game. Both teams fast out of the blocks and scoring early in the quarter. Rightway is now serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County, providing heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. We are happy to support our local athletic sports broadcast. American Southwest Credit Union. Today's game is sponsored by American Southwest Credit Union. Join the credit union that supports your community at ascu.org. Federally insured by NCUA, equal opportunity lender, and Sierra Toyota. Sierra Toyota, locally owned, community driven. TWN Communications, delivering high-speed, affordable, and reliable internet and digital phone service. No data caps ever. Stay connected. The freedom and performance you deserve. Eagle Plumbing, providing expert service in Cochise County for over 50 years. Family owned and trusted for everything from leaks to major repairs. They're just one call away. Eagle Plumbing, supporters of local sports. And one of our favorites, Vinny's Pizza. So Sierra Vista serving the community for over 45 years with great pizzas and wings. We'll get back to Vinny in just a second. Back to live action. Benson tries to go off tackle and gets a couple yards, but they are inside the 5. And in great shape. It is going to be 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd and about.
It's like one of those old veer plays, Bill.
3rd and 1. Like, technically, they can get a first down without scoring.
Well, they're in tight. Mano a mano right here, Bill.
Here we go. No receivers. Everything's tight. 2 tight ends in the game.
Yeah.
22 goes in motion to the far side. They're just going to try to get it to him. Oh, wide open hole, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. virtually untouched for a Benson touchdown. So once again, number 9, Dawson Judd, yeah, shows what he can do. Both signal callers on both teams very, very effective with their legs, Ramon. So let's get back to our favorite, Vinny's Pizza.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're proud sponsors of this live stream sport coverage here on Cool FM Live. We hope to see you soon. And we wanted Vinny's to stay open late after the pick game last week, but that was not to be.
I'm going to have to go there during the week.
Extra point is up and good. So the Benson regains the lead, 14-7 now, 11:21 left to go until halftime. Chris Leone and Leone team at Cross Country Mortgage in Sierra Vista. Think of them for your next home loan experience. Proud to support our area youth sports coverage and teams. Trust us with your next home loan experience. Sonic Drive-In, Sierra Vista. Come enjoy a tasty burger or treat after the game. Sonic is about community support and great tasty treats. Duran Plumbing, serving Sierra Vista and Cochise County for residential and commercial plumbing projects for over 40 years with a lifetime of experience in the industry. Proud supporter of local sports programs and athletes. At Prestige Remodeling and Restoration LLC, Sierra Vista has pioneered a visionary approach of customer-centric service. Visit them at prestigesierravista.com. And as we get back to the kickoff, Fields at about the 6-yard line. He's going to try to go up the far side. Still on his feet, trying to go around the corner, cuts back, and tackled by a host of Benson Bobcats, but he got it all the way back to the 42-yard line on the kickoff return. So nice special teams by Tanque Verde, and that gives them great field position to start this drive.
If you notice, Tanque Verde held their blocks, and that's hard to do on special teams. Like, you guys are running full speed at you, but man, they're coached up really well, special teams, like you mentioned, because they held their blocks and they just kept pushing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Special teams is so important, and if you can get guys out there that want to block, you know, you can have some very special plays. Go for a lot of yardage.
Yeah, it's a third of the game, right, Bill? You got offense, defense, special
little
teams.
Jet sweep to the near side, trying to get outside. Here comes the help, and they're going to drag him down at the 41-yard line. So he lost about a half yard, it looks like.
That's Santo. Like, we see him doing really well running routes as a receiver. I know he didn't make the play, Bill, but he made the play.
He held him up till the reinforcements came in. Yeah, and good pursuit by, I think that was a corner that came up on support.
Yeah, he was able to hold the play, contain the play until the cavalry showed up. Really good job.
That's right. That's right. All right, 2nd and 10. They didn't give him any loss of yardage. Takes the jet sweep. He's got a guy open downfield if he can hit him. And there it is, a completed pass and dragged down just shy of the goal line. And Tanque Verde shows that they can go downfield as well. They're not just all about the run. Judd got him just before the goal line. Yeah, that would have been 6, and we would have been tied up again.
That was Aiden Cooper that got behind the defense, and yeah, he was wide open.
I don't know what happened to the free safety on that, but he definitely didn't play center field. So they're going to move it back to about the 3-yard line, I guess, where his knee hit. Once again, power football right off the tackle and into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Hawks, not flustered at all by that Benson touchdown to go ahead, come right back off the big pass play, and they're 1 point away from tying this back up.
That was Sebastian Blakeman with that run off tackle, and he just he went in standing up. Very powerful run by Blakeman. And a quick answer by Tanque Verde.
Very quick answer, and we're all tied up at 14 as the extra point was good. 9:46, don't go away. This is going to be, we said we could be a track meet, and right now you got 28 points scored in the first half.
Only like 2 minutes and 14 seconds into the second quarter. And
I don't know who set the over, but I'd like to know what it is.
Absolutely. It's going really well.
So Tanque Verde with that great running game, and then boom, they put it up top, and that was a great call by their coach or their offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
they kind of lulled him to sleep, I think, a little bit on that power run game.
Yeah, that really sets up that play action. Got to honor that run, and that receiver got way behind him.
So neither team wanting to give an inch, and it shows on the scoreboard, 14-14. Just under 10 minutes left to go until halftime. Straightaway kick over the head. It's going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. And the Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 at the 20. Good to see a lot of familiar faces here at Benson. It's always fun to come here and visit with the people. You know, I know with 520 Sports Talk, you know, we started covering their softball very, very early back in 2016, 2017, and made a lot of good friends down here, and glad to be here tonight with Cool FM Live.
Yeah, it was really nice to say hi to the athletic director, Eric Tatham. Good man.
Eric Tatham, yeah, you had some battles with him on the softball field.
Absolutely, I'm glad he retired.
Quick inside screen to Benson, and they get it over the 25 to about the 27. Gain of 7 on the play. That was a good play because they had 2 guys split out wide to the near side, and the farthest guy split came back like it was going to be a flanker screen, and then the inside guy just did a little curl, caught the ball, and got 7 yards.
That's the first action for Wayne Stark. He was the one that I highlighted to look out for tonight, so he's starting to get involved. Here's Lortha again.
Once again, just right up the middle, and big holes by that Benson offensive line.
He's sneaky, man. He hides behind that line like Barry Sanders. You know,
you look at him, he's really small, so he can hide behind those linemen, and then he just pops through the hole, and he's got that speed, so
it's good blocking by the old line. He was like 6 yards down the field.
Very good blocking by the line. So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats now at the 37. Back to pass. Got guys now. Coverage is going to break down. He's going to go down for a sack.
It's a tale of 2 teams, Bill. It's funny, like Benson, the pass sets up the run. The Tanque Verde, the run sets up the pass.
Exactly.
It's totally contrasting styles, but both getting results.
Yeah, they sure are. 14-14 if you joined us late. We're in the second quarter. 8:26 left to go until the half.
That's the first time I've seen Judd hesitate on a drop back. He hit that back foot, and the ball's been coming out every time. But credit Tanque Verde's coverage there because nobody was open.
No, that was definitely a coverage sack. So out of the shotgun with a single back, just does a quick flip to the outside.
Working.
And takes one defender with him for about 4 more yards, and that was Workman. So from 2nd and 10 to 3rd manageable, it's about 3rd and about 5.
That was a nice crisp timing round. Workman ran a really nice route. The ball was in there before he made his turn, so that's all timing, all practice, though.
Big 3rd down once again. He's gonna take it over here on the screen play on a delayed screen over the 50 and gets a 1st down. That was another well-designed play where he faked the ball, play action, rolled to the near side. You got to respect him because he's got jets, and then the receiver, the wideout, just kind of stayed home, and then once the defensive end committed, he flipped it to the outside, and good enough for a 1st down.
The NFL does a lot of that run-pass option, and it's trickled down to the high school ranks, so that was definitely like a big boy play. That was really nice. Good design, like you mentioned.
So 1st and 10 now, ball just on the other side of the 50 at the 49. Once again, he's going to keep it around the near side, and a nice open field tackle by number 24 of the Hawks.
Good running plays equal good receivers blocking downfield. That time Stark, he just got his body in the way without fouling, but gave his quarterback an extra 3 or 4 yards there, just getting in the way of the defender. It's the little things that sometimes you don't see, coaches to see on tape.
So 8 yards on that last play. And you could go downfield with this one. If you miss it, it's 3rd and 2.
It's almost like
see what they do.
It's almost like a free play, right?
Yeah, exactly. We got two split to the far side. They're not going to mess around. They're going right up the middle. They said, we're not going to take it downfield. We're going to give it to the little guy and watch him rumble. So he ran 10 yards at another first down.
Yeah, he was like, he got convoy in front of him on that one.
Once again, I think you hit it right on the nail. With his small stature, you know, he gets lost behind those blockers, and then he just pops through the hole. And a lot of those holes are like kind of a delayed hole, a delayed block where it springs them. And so Tanque Verde uses their first time out of the half at 5:58 left to go. Both teams are just offensive juggernauts so far. Seniors helping seniors. At Seniors Helping Seniors, their caregivers are seniors themselves. They show up ready to exceed expectation. Check them out at southernarizonaSHS.com or call them at 520-487-4246. Desert RV in Huachuca City is aiming to build a community that surpasses RVs by giving back through local youth sports sponsorship, veteran support, and community fundraising events. Go to desertrvcenter.com. So 1st and 10 now for the Bobcats. He goes downfield, and once again on that crossing pattern, that's been gold for him all half long. And another completed pass down near the 15-yard line, and another first down for the Bobcats.
Like I mentioned at the beginning of this drive, that was the first action for Wayne Stark on that catch earlier in the drive. It looks like they're starting to get him involved. That was a nice like in-cut slant route, and
they've had that little crossing pattern open all night so far. That's something that Tanque Verde is going to have to make an adjustment at halftime. And once again, a little misdirection play, and the quarterback keeper down inside the 5, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bobcats.
Tanque Verde's on their heels, Bill. So they the play calling for Benson, you don't know what's coming, and that's right where you want to be.
The Bobcats are running a lot of misdirection plays, and they're faking that. And the guy that they're doing the fake to the back, if you can sell that fake, that sets up the whole play. Inside, nothing doing this time is the big line for Tanque Verde. Stops them. So 2nd down and goal. I think he lost about a yard on that.
Yeah, 23 shot in there untouched. He shot the gap, and it was a run blitz, Bill, and they got home.
So 2nd and goal now from about the 5-yard line.
That was Nixon heels
looking
on that.
to pass, and there he goes down again as the late rush just came right through. Once again, using those linebackers on that delayed blitz, and a nice call by the DC of Tanque Verde.
Yeah, that was Bryson Bumgarner, and yeah, he shot through like a missile on that one, Bill. They're finding holes in the chink in the armor.
He's a linebacker, right?
He might be. Let's see where he's lining up at here.
So 3rd and 10 now, or 3rd and goal, and a quick pass to the near flat and tackled immediately. So Cork and Haggard on the stop for the Hawks. And the ball all the way back down to the 15. Was there a flag on that play?
Yeah, it's going to be on the offensive player. It's going to either be like offensive pass interference, offensive holding.
I would decline it. It's going to be. Yeah, I would decline it. Shoot.
15-yard line. Big decision for
4th down. Yeah, that's a. So it looks like they're going to send the field goal team on, and I always like to see this happen in high school football because most teams don't really have a good kicker, at least down here in southern Arizona that we've seen so far. So He's going to be kicking the ball from the 21. It's going to be a 31-yard line, or 31-yard kick.
High snap.
Kick is up, and it's good. Just crept it inside the near upright.
That was a really good job by the holder. That was definitely a high snap, but he didn't panic. Just set it down, laces out, rest is up to the kicker.
Kind of a wobbly kick, and I think that's what kind of moved, and he just stuck it inside that near upright. Yeah. So Benson regains the lead once again for the third time, 17-14, 3:19 left here on the clock. And let's finish up with the sponsors here. At halftime, Ramon and I'll have our analysis, and then we'll switch it over to Jeff Davenport in the cool zone. Stan Greer Millworks, Southeastern Arizona's premier supplier of custom doors and windows with a distinguished history spanning 40 years. With offices in Tucson and in Hereford, discover more at stangermillworks.com. Passing along a legacy with Stan Greer Millworks. And once again, our broadcast brought to you by SSVEC. As the ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff.
The ball rolls out of bounds, thus having a penalty.
You know, I know it wasn't. I know they scored on that drive, Bill, but giving up 3 instead of 7, the way this game's going, that's kind of a
that's
victory.
Huge, actually.
That's a victory for the Tanque Verde team.
That's a great point because
they're trading 7s for 3s, and
well, especially when they're inside the 5 and it's first and goal. And you stop them and make them kick 3 points.
So. And you can get a 2-for-1 here with 3 minutes left in the half. If Tanque Verde goes down and scores or ties it, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
So they can go 2-for-1 here.
Why not?
Want
to see if they can steal some points here right before halftime. And then, as we said all season long, the most important possession in the whole football game is the first possession of the third quarter. And with the Hawks winning the toss and deferring to the second half, we'll see how that works out. So Benson with the field goal up 17-14 as they kick the ball. It's a short kick. It's going to bounce about the 23 and go out of bounds. Once again, the flag comes out, and we'll back it up and do it again.
What else this is doing, it's making the special teams guys run down the field and run down the field. They have a lot further run than the receiving team. So now they got to run down the field at a full sprint for the third time. That's fatigue. So look for a big run back here, and they're going to get field position no matter what.
Exactly. Ramon De La Osa, that's why we have him for expert analysis. That's a great point. Glad you could join us here at Cool FM Live and our viewers in Pima County, 520 Sports Talk.
Wow, they're setting up at their 20 instead of the goal.
Yeah, they're going to get good field position regardless, I think. And kick straight away this time. He's going to field it right at the 21. Going to try to go up the far side, see what's going on up there. Trying to get to the outside. He's not going to make it, but he did cross the 35-yard line. And that's where the Hawks will start 1st and 10 with 3:08 left to go in the half. So they have plenty of time to go down, like you said, Ramon, steal a score, and then get that ball right back at the start of the second half.
You know, that was a good job corralling Aiden Cooper. He's the one that got back behind the defense on their last drive. He's got really good speed. So for them to maintain their lane integrity there, even after running down for 3 sprints in a row, I mean, they did a pretty nice job, for the position they were in.
Exactly. Since we didn't have a pregame show, we're going to try to catch you up at halftime. Over the middle, and boy, he threw that right into traffic to that big tight end, but took 3 Bobcats to bring him down. That was kind of we got to thread the needle on that one.
He snuck that in there. That was a precise throw. Took 3 guys to get him down, like you mentioned, Bill.
So a nice 8-yard gain on first down for the Hawks. Empty backfield, trips to the far side. Is he going to roll that way? He's got a man open deep. There it is again, if you can catch it. Oh, in and out of his hands. And that had 6 written all over it, but not to be. And we'll bring it back. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Oh, man, that was Gaines Gooch right there. Gaines Gooch wants to have that one back.
You know, those receivers for Tanque Verde are continually getting behind the safeties
Yeah, they need to communicate better in their backfield. They're getting burned.
I don't know if the safeties are not playing deep enough or they're not switching on the coverage, but they're blowing right by the corners, and the safeties aren't picking them up.
Yeah, Gaines Gooch was about 10 yards behind the furthest safety.
So a big 3rd and 2. They got to get a first down to keep the drive going. Just a straight ahead off tackle, and that's going to get a first down for them around the 47-yard line. Gain of 3. They needed 2.
Got 2:25 and counting, so Tanque Verde executing what they want to execute here, running this clock down to nothing and trying to get a score before half.
Youth cheerleader down there at the track. North Gate.
So we should have a pretty good halftime show if you're here at the stadium with the youth cheerleaders from the Benson Youth Football taking part. Oh, the ball was caught up in the air and everybody scrambled for it. Nobody got it, hit the turf. 2nd and 10. That was very, very fortunate for Tanque Verde.
A few plays ago, he snuck one in there, Bill. Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah, he did try to thread that needle again, and it's not to be.
Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, the defense was ready for that one. So he needs to be careful with looking his receivers. You know, he needs to, he's locking in on that receiver very soon on those quick routes. He's doing really well on the rollouts, but his quick routes.
So tight formation now, nobody out wide, but he's going to try to look to the tight end, and he stumbled, he got hit, lost his balance, and they're going to be a sack now back to the 45-yard line. The Tanque Verde 45.
If you're Benson, do you take a timeout here and try and preserve the clock?
I think so, yeah. I don't know why Benson's not calling a timeout.
Yeah, they might want to preserve a little time for themselves, especially with their quick strike offense.
Sure.
But if
17-14 coming up on halftime, about 1 minute and 34 seconds.
Well, the coach must feel good about the 3-point lead because he just wants to see that clock go and talk it over at halftime. Ooh, that's a good.
So he's got a good. Gets it to the outside and out of bounds. And that was key that he went out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock at 1:19. And also enough for a first down. That was 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. And he got a first down on the play. They've been running so much up the middle that the Benson lineman crashed on that play action, on that fake up the middle, and that left the corner wide open.
He got a great block by number 53, Steven Vandenhoeven. That was a great seal block to get him that corner without holding. That's hard to do.
So clock stopped on that as he went out of bounds. And once again, he's got that receiver open and incomplete, although he did have help on there. The safety did come over.
There's no mystery. They're just streaking down the field.
Yeah,
Bill.
they're just running fly patterns. I mean, they're just using their speed.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving them
I'm
a
wondering
huge
if these Tanque Verde receivers run track in the spring because they've got some wheels on them.
They got a 4x100 team out here.
They do.
These guys are playing. A lot of them are playing both ways. So credit their stamina and the conditioning they do.
So 2nd and 10 now. He faked the jet sweep. He's going to roll to the far side. He's got the underneath man open and trying to get out of bounds, and he will get out of bounds. Plenty for the first down. That was about a 35-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, that was completed to Devin Peck. That was Devin Peck on that reception. And we talked about the feet of the quarterback. He kind of got away with it that time. It still has, in my opinion, a little bit of happy feet on his rollouts, but he was able to put the ball where the receiver could help him out on that one.
Well, you saw what the Benson secondary did. They went with the guy. They went with the guy that was streaking downfield for obvious reasons, and then he had the wherewithal to hit the underneath receiver for a big gain.
Yeah, like I said, with proper footwork, he can lead that receiver because he had to wait for the ball just a half a second. And that allowed the defense to rally and make the tackle. If he leads them, he probably makes that corner and gets to the pylon.
So 1:04 left here to go in the first half. 17-14. It's been an action-packed first half for both offenses. And like we said, Tanque Verde tried to steal a score here right before halftime by getting the ball back on the second half kickoff.
I think it's important that Benson, they're going to try and hold them to at least a field goal, but Tanque Verde's marching.
Tanque Verde still has 2 timeouts left, so be aware of that. 2 split out to the near side. He's going to go right up top again, and dangerous pass over the middle went through the intended receiver's hands, and all kinds of diving Benson Bobcats in the back trying to pick that one off. That would have been a great momentum changer right there before half.
It looked like a miscommunication between the tight end and quarterback. The tight end did a button hook, and it looked like the quarterback thought he was going to go on an in route.
Oh, okay.
And that's why that pass was off target.
So 1:01 left to go here in the first half. Ball at the 15-yard line of the Bobcats.
That's a tight formation, Bill.
And just a delayed handoff goes right up the middle and gets big yardage inside the 5-yard line, down near the goal line. They'll probably mark it about the 1. Just a little quick hitter off tackle.
Yeah, that was a tight formation, no disguising it. They just went smash mouth there, and a lot of arm tackles by Benson on that.
So under a minute, but plenty of time. It's balls at the 1. They still have 2 timeouts left. Tight formation, just a quarterback sneak, and he gets in for the touchdown as Tanque Verde did what they went out for, steal that score right before halftime, going up 20-17 pending the point. And once again, they're in a great position getting the ball back on the second half kickoff.
Yeah, the Hawks stole a play out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook there. That was a Jalen Hurts type play.
There we go.
Push, and it worked for them.
It looked like that stacked up initially, and then he just kept the legs driving and put it over the goal line for the score. And the kick is up and good. So with 31.8 seconds left to go till the half, Tanque Verde with their first lead. 21-17, and not a bad time to get it.
Yep.
So Benson's got 1 timeout. It'll be interesting to see. I think it'll all depend on where they get the kickoff. If they can run it back and get a decent run back, they may take a shot.
And we'll see if coach doesn't have something up his sleeve, maybe a special return here, maybe a reverse, fake reverse, something that this is the kind of situation where you're going to kind of take a chance and make something happen because you have 30 seconds left. Just a thought.
Now, did you notice the scoreboard? This is the first scoreboard that I've seen, not tenths, but hundredths. It's 31.18 seconds left.
That's home field advantage.
That's right.
No, there's a 100th of a second left on the clock. We get one more play.
And if I was Tanque Verde, I'd kick it on the ground. It is a low kick, and once again, sailing over the head of the return man. So no time went off the clock, and the Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Down now by 4. First time they've been down in the game.
Both kickers doing well today, Bill. Both kickers, they've both had good legs, and they're doing a good job. Special teams are a lot of times overlooked in high school ball, but both these teams, you can tell, put the time in practice.
Yes, definitely. And they both look pretty conditioned.
Yeah.
I don't see any time bending over. Of course, it's only halftime, but still.
Nice
weather. A lot of rugged play up on the lines.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys play both ways. So you got Dobbs, you got Workman, you got...
Throw downfield and incomplete as the defensive player cut right in front of the pass. Wasn't going to intercept it, but I think he kind of screened the ball out from the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 now, 25.6 seconds left. Or if you want to split hairs, 25.63 seconds left in the first half. I've never seen a high school scoreboard with hundreds. Little pitch to the sideline over his head, incomplete. So 3rd and 10 now with 21 seconds left. I wouldn't probably try anything risky here.
I might even run the ball.
They're not even going into the huddle. So once again, the broadcast brought by SSVEC, powering all the broadcasts here in Cochise County for Cool FM Live. Want to give them a special thanks.
Worth in motion.
Back to pass. He breaks down on the pressure, nearly sacked. Now he's going downfield, and he had the little guy 21, and he had a big guy 5, and the big guy stayed right with him.
Yeah, Lortha was the intended target. He was on that motion out of the backfield, and
it looked like he kind of hesitated on his route, and then tried to make up speed when the ball was in the air, and it was just over his hands. If he would have gone full speed on that, we don't know if he would have caught it, but I think he would have been in better position.
This is a big play right here, Bill.
So do you go for a punt block? I mean, you really got nothing to lose. If you rough the kicker, it's first down, and really not anything that they can do with as far as field possession goes.
This is the big play. Yeah, because
I'd put the block on.
Absolutely.
Low kick, fielded right at the 40. He's going to take off to the far side of the field. He's got some room. He's going to hit the corner, still on his feet, and out of bounds as the half ended. Boy, if he could have got out of bounds with a couple seconds left, he would have might see if they had a strong-legged kicker. So what a first half here at Bobcat Stadium in the campus of Benson High School. The Tanque Verde Hawks, the visitors, 21-17 at halftime over the hometown Benson Bobcats. Once again, thank you for joining us on Cool FM Live, also on 5 Kilo Sports Talk for our Pima County viewers. And let me just run by these sponsors, and then we'll get into our halftime, and then we'll go switch it over to Jeff. Once again, SSVEC, you are what makes things tick. You keep the wheels rolling. Presenting our sports sponsor, powering our live stream youth sports coverage all year long. SSVEC, serving our community. Ed Morse and the Automotive Group at Sierra Vista. The Sherry ETHELL team at Long Realty. Barnett's Towing and Barnett'S Propane. Copper Queen Community Hospital at Cochise County. Grasshopper Landscaping. Ginger's Title Service in Sierra Vista. Aloe Fiber. Right Way. American Southwest Credit Union. Sierra Toyota. TWN Communications. Eagle Plumbing. Vinny's Pizza of Sierra Vista. Sonic Drive-In of Sierra Vista. Duran Plumbing of Sierra Vista. Prestige Remodeling of Sierra Vista. Seniors Helping Seniors. Desert RV in Huachuca City. And the Stan Greer Millworks, Southeast Arizona. Thank you all for sponsoring our live broadcasts throughout the season. So I think that was probably the best first half you could have expected in a game, especially considering that we had 3 blowouts in the previous 3 weeks. It's kind of nice to get a competitive game here. And if you joined us later, just came into the room. It's 21.
And tough break for the Pumas. Looks like they were going for 2 here.
Here at halftime.
Quarterback rolling.
Ramon, what is your take on that first half?
And they
I
said
thought it was good
counted,
adjustments made by both teams. I think defensively,
don't know what the current score is. If that
the Benson corners were backpedaling a little too much instead of turning their hips, and they're letting those wide receivers for Tanque Verde blow past them. So that's something that they can address in practice and make adjustments on when they look at that in tape. And then I think Tanque Verde made a good adjustment. They started off in the 3-4, then they switched to a 4-3, and then they started blitzing, run blitzing, and pass blitzing, and that kind of made a little bit of a disruption on the Benson offense. But overall, I thought both teams are both well coached. I was really impressed with both their play selections for both squads, and overall, 2 good teams, 2 good evenly matched teams. And it should be a fun second half. I'm hoping Mother Nature holds off a little bit. We have the winds blowing into us, and the lightning seems to be getting a little closer. So I hope we get to make the second half
on a metal press box.
Yeah, but I definitely it's an enjoyable game, very entertaining. I think, like you always mentioned, Bill, the first possession of the third quarter will be huge, because if they go up by 2 scores, then Benson's might have to abandon their game plan and just having to just throw the ball exclusively, and that'll work in the Tanque Verde's favor.
Now, I think Benson is the better passing team, although Tanque Verde can definitely throw the ball downfield. I think Benson is the better pass team, and also though that speed that they have on the outside on the edge, just blowing past those DBs and making that safety come over late. But by the time they get there, they're wide open for 25, 30, sometimes 35 yards. So both teams had kind of an ace up their sleeve on some misdirection, on some trick plays that kind of kept the other defenses off balance. But that's what halftime adjustments are for. I'm sure that Tanque Verde will concentrate on that, on their defensive back play. Benson will definitely concentrate on some of the things over the middle. Tanque Verde had some success over the middle. So both teams in good shape, though. It was a very good half by both teams, as the score shows, 21-17. And pretty good for a high school game, 38 points in the first half combined.
I couldn't ask for better weather tonight, man. It's beautiful football weather. And that helps both teams because, as we said earlier, they have players who play both ways. And a nice, cool night like tonight is going to help them a lot. You know, when they're early in the season, a lot of times these games are a lot hotter, a lot muggier, and guys start to tire, start to cramp up. So
right, they're cramping.
They're really lucky. I just saw another lightning bolt. It was a little closer than the last one, so something to keep an eye on. Hopefully we won't get a long delay or have to make up the game. There's a lot of people.
Where are we going to go, from the middle press box to the metal bleachers?
Yeah, there we go. I'll just hold an antenna up while I'm at it.
So we are we're still about 14 and a half minutes away from the second half.
Got a little exhibition game here, Bill. Got the Benson Bobcat youth football teams are doing a little scrimmage here for the halftime entertainment. What a big crowd for them to play in front of.
Exactly.
And that's one thing about Benson, as you know, as we know, they really hammer down on youth sports, and they really encourage it, whether it be this football program or baseball program, and as we know, the softball programs here. These kids play with each other for so long. For so many years, they know each other so well. By the time they get to the high school ranks and the 2A level, they're very dominant in a lot of sports. They're, the state title game in football not that long ago, and their softball program is just speaks for itself.
Yeah, don't sleep on that wrestling program either. They have a really good wrestling program here at Benson.
Yeah, and they get great support from the community. You'll go to Lion Park, and you'll see the stands full over there. You'll see practices, different levels. That park's lit up all year round with different sports, and that just shows the value the community puts on youth sports here, and it keeps the kids occupied, and it's a little throwback to keep these kids active and not off their phones and social media. It's better like doing things like this out here, running on the grass and having fun, exercising.
So the quarterback just ran about a 25-yard run to the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. So we're going to send it over to the Cool Zone and Jeff Davenport for to catch up on all the games in Cochise County. While we're away, we'll be looking at some Tucson scores to update you after the Cool Zone kicks it back to us. So take it away, Jeff.
There, and as ALA Gilbert, North, I should say, is trying to score one more time before they head to the half. We are going to go see some highlights. Let's go. I got green. Let's go to Douglas and see what was happening there as the Pueblo Warriors are taking on the Bulldogs. Warriors 0-2. Douglas Bulldogs 1-1. And we will rev up some highlights for you here in this game. Figure out what is going on in Douglas tonight. Again, we talk about that beautiful field. Looks like a rain coming down on the sideline there. But the Douglas quarterback, I'm not sure if that's their quarterback or who got that ball, but it looks like they were in for a score, and that is why the lights go crazy. That's not a lightning show. That is a light show brought to you by our good friends there in Douglas. That they have an awesome setup there. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, ASCU, for bringing us that highlight there of Douglas scoring. Did we get a score update there? Wanted to see what that score was, but Douglas, at least they scored there. Is there more highlights from that game? Coach Dennis. For what now? Oh, that's the only highlight from that game? Okay. It was 7-6 down? And Douglas was on top, or Pueblo was on top? Douglas on top 7-6. So I got green. Let's go see some more highlights. Where are we going, Coach Baker? Oh my goodness, let's go to Wilcox. Wilcox at the Pima Rough Riders, and that is a huge sack. Robert Hill Jr. going down, and that was a big sack by Pima in that game there. Again, aggregating highlights. These are this system that Dan the Man has built is just completely awesome. I'm going to move my mic just a little bit down to one more thing down. There we go. That was we're seeing another highlight here. Wilcox at Pima. Wilcox 2-1. Pima 1-2. Rough Riders on offense. Their quarterback taking the snap. Looks like he's dropping back, looking for an open receiver. Not finding it, and it is a big sack. Was that number 7? That was Anthony Morales, I believe. 5'7", 155-pounder, making that sack there. Anthony, you just made the cool zone. Let's see some more highlights, because I've got green. That's what the green means. Green means highlights. We're staying in Wilcox or Pima? All right. Looks like that was another sack, unfortunately, that time by the Rough Riders on Wilcox. That was a 0-0 game at that time. It looked like it happened really fast, so it like caught it just at the tail end of it. You can see the Rough Rider from Pima flipping over the top of the Wilcox Cowboys quarterback. And that's where it's at right there. Sponsored by Yummy Dole. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors who help make the Cool Zone possible. You are in the Cool Zone every single Friday night during this football season. Every Cochise County team, every game, home games, away games. It's all covered right here in the Cool Zone, where you are seeing in real time, seeing live look-ins, seeing highlights, seeing so much going on. And when I got green, you know what that means. Where are we going to, Coach Baker? Oh, let's go see some Tigers highlights tonight. As the Tigers are home 3-0 against the Duncan Wildcats, I bet we got a lot of highlights from St. David. They are on offense there. No, they're on defense, and the ball is a high snap, and there was no chance for Duncan to get on that ball. It was recovered by St. David as part of their 23-0 lead at the time. At last check, that was what we had. I'm sure it's a little bit more right now, because that's the way St. David is rolling through this season. They are just being so dominant in so many ways. It's awesome to watch. Here we go with another highlight. Duncan at St. David. Let's see. Oh, looks like another defensive highlight, possibly. The Duncan quarterback rolling to his left, throwing across his body, and that is going to be a pick, and there is just green grass in front of that St. David student athlete. Is that number 8 or number 9? Or number 6? I can't tell. Let's see if we can see. It looks like, is that number, it's either number 6 or number 8. Couldn't tell either one, but either way, congratulations, St. David. You just made the Cool Zone again. This is what we do right here. It sounds like John's trying to call in and get a live look in for what the game is going on or what's happening there. Do we want to take a live look in at Buena, or they're at halftime right now? Yeah. Buena's at halftime, down 35-0. Let's give a quick score recap of the games that we know about in progress tonight. ALA at Heritage Academy. ALA Sierra Vista down 36-0. ALA Gilbert North 35-0 over Buena.
Okay, welcome back. About a little over 7 minutes left to go in the halftime festivities. You're watching youth football for the Benson youth football team, having a chance to play on the high school field at a high school game. So a lot of good stuff for the little guys. But we're going to give you some scores from around Pima County for our 520 Sports Talk viewers.
Number 9 with the ball, carrying it in. Oliver Parks.
Okay, welcome back. About 6 minutes left to go until the kickoff of the third quarter, but let's go over some Pima County scores for our 520 Sports Talk viewers. And a lot of games, Ramona, actually played yesterday. I know that your school, Mountain View, played yesterday, and playing on a Thursday certainly didn't help them as they got shut out 42-0 by Desert Mountain, Scottsdale Desert Mountain. So tough loss for Coach Johnson there for Mountain View. Ironwood Ridge in Oro Valley down 21-14 to Cienega. So you got Oro Valley and Vale playing each other, and the Cienega Bobcats up 21-14 at halftime.
I got Desert Christian High School's up on Catalina Magnet 36-6 in Pima County.
Okay, and another Thursday night game last night was CDO Canyon del Oro beating South Mountain 54-0. So CDO definitely, after that loss to Micah, rebounding and putting the wood on South Mountain.
Got a really good competitive game here, two evenly matched programs. We got Sahuarita with a 7-0 lead at Nogales. So both programs coming out big wins and out to a defensive battle.
And my alma mater, Push Ridge, played again last night and shut out Catalina Foothills. So Catfoot got thumped 35-0 to the Lions of Push Ridge. Good job, Coach Kent.
And a team we covered last week was Douglas's big win at a battle for the pick. They beat Bisbee, so they're coming out with some confidence. And we had mentioned that this matchup tonight against Pueblo was going to be an evenly matched game, and sure as heck it is. It's Douglas is winning the game at the moment, 7-6 at Pueblo. Oh, at Douglas. Sorry, at Douglas.
At Douglas, yeah. We were initially thought we were going to do that game, and we chose this one a lot closer to both of our houses. So Flowing Wells right now, and we saw that Flowing Wells team in week number 1 against Douglas, just putting the hammer on Douglas in the second half. And I think I made the comment that to Ray, wasn't sure if the Flowing Wells team was for real that early in the season, but appears they are. They're up 21-0 over Phoenix North. However, Phoenix North came into the game 0-2. Flowing Wells came in 2-0.
We got Micah Mountain from there in Pima County down 14-7 at ALA.
We have additional time for tonight's halftime with our high school cheerleaders and Benson youth cheerleaders.
And Amphi right now is playing Somerton. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Somerton is over by Yuma. So there's no score there, but they are playing right now. We'll try to get you caught up with that.
I have another rural program that's near this area. That's like Morenci type team, Clifton, but this is actually Safford, and Safford is up at Winslow against, and Safford has a 20-0 lead over the Bulldogs at Winslow. I know Coach Quentin Hayes up there at Winslow's a good softball coach, and hopefully the Bulldogs can make some adjustments, but down 20-0 against Safford.
So a good game of interest. Unfortunately, we don't have a score, but this has become a really big rivalry, Tucson versus the Valley. You got Scottsdale Saguaro, who are actually the defending champs in the open division. They won it all last year against South Point Catholic. No score in the game, but they are going head-to-head, and the game is at South Point. Now, Saguaro came in at 1-1. Normally they're undefeated or close to it. They came in 1-1, and South Point came in 2-0 after that opening big win against Marana, 20-18 on week number 1.
I have another Pima County score. This is Rincon University is hosting Palo Verde, and at the moment Palo Verde is up in quarter number 2, 20-0.
Wow. The Cholla Chargers are getting throttled right now by Combs. I'm not sure where Combs High School is, but Combs is up 44-0 over the Chargers.
We got a few scores. Here's Bisbee still Like I said, losing that senior class for Bisbee was really big, and smaller school is going to be a rebuild time for the coach down there, because Morency's up big on Bisbee. Bisbee's at Morency. Morency up 26-0.
And here's another good game. Unfortunately, we don't have a score, but a great matchup. Tucson High, and Tucson High came in after last year. They were the surprise team of Pima County. No hiding this year. They got the bullseye on their back, and kind of a slow start for Coach Zach Neville. They're 0-2 going into this game against Walden Grove. Walden Grove coming in at 1-1, but that's a good matchup. That should be a good even score. We'll try to get a score for that game for you as well.
We got up in the valley. They're down 28-0 at St. Mary's.
And Micah Mountain had to go way over. They had to go like west of the 303, probably almost to Mojave County tonight. ALA, what's the name of the place at Waddell, I believe. ALA is up 14-7 over Micah. Micah coming in undefeated at 2-0. ALA coming in at 1-1. And that's ALA West Foothills. I know there's a lot of ALA teams out there.
Here's Pima County powerhouse Marana. Marana High School's at Yuma Catholic, and they're up 19-7 at Yuma Catholic.
And that's also another team that you can't sleep on. I watched Yuma Catholic play CDO in the 4A state title game 2 years ago. In the Shamrock Summit, they have a very, very good athletic program in all sports, both boys and girls. And for Miranda to go out there in Yuma, that's a long drive, but up 19-7. So good job, Coach Stu and the Tigers.
Yeah, we got Campo Verde. They're out of the far northeast, like Mesa area. We played them in softball, and they're up on Sunnyside, at Sunnyside, 14-0. And we got Saguaro from Tucson in a battle against Peoria, hosting Peoria. Peoria is up 8-7.
Good game there.
I'll try and get a score. I have a contact at the South Point game tonight, so
okay.
I'll try and reach out to them and see if I can get a South Point score with that Saguaro game.
You know one of the sisters or what?
I know I know a cheerleader's grandparents.
There you go.
Yeah.
So getting ready now for the second half kickoff. Like we said, Tanque Verde did a good job in stealing that last touchdown, and they're going to get the ball first here to start the third quarter.
A quick score on the U of A game.
Oh yeah,
U of A is up 17-10 over Kansas State. Kansas State ran the second half kickoff back. U of A punted, so it's 17-10. U of A up third quarter.
All right, so an unusual Friday night college game, but Arizona up by a touchdown. And Kansas State beat them last year, so they're a little bit of a revenge factor going for the Wildcats tonight.
Yeah, the Cats had good momentum going into that Kansas State game, and that's kind of where the season went south for them after that Kansas State game.
You're right.
Kind of a snowball effect.
U of A coming in undefeated at 2-0. And here we go as the Bobcats prepare to kick off, and we're underway in the second half. Short kick. He's going to catch it on the bounce at the 15. Go up the middle. If he can get through that first wave, he's got a lot of room, but that first wave clamped down on him and tackled him at the 20 for a 5-yard return. And that's where Tanque Verde will start. That's where Tanque Verde will start, 1st and 10. Once again, SSVEC, our presenting sports sponsor, powering our live stream youth sports coverage all year long. SSVEC serving our community.
I don't know what the Benson coach told his kids at halftime, but they came out fired up on that special teams play.
Yeah, they did. So 1st and 10 for the 20 for the Hawks. Up 21-17. And a little jet sweep to the far side. He's trying to get around the corner and is tracked down before he can head upfield. It's going to be a loss of a couple yards. second and 12.
A loss on the play makes it second down 11 for the Hawks.
MORSE Automotive Group, the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, Barnett's Towing and Barnett's Propane, Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County, Grasshopper Landscaping, Ginger's Title Service of Sierra Vista. And delayed handoff to the tailback, and fights for some good yards over the 25. Gain of about 6 yards. So 3rd and 5 now, very manageable 3rd down.
It's a big down, a big early down for Benson here.
Sure is. If Benson can stop him, then that takes away the opportunity to go up by 2 scores. Quick handoff to the inside. He's got some room. He's trying to bust it to the outside, but a nice open field tackle.
On the play with number 9, Dawson Judd. That is the
Dawson Judd with a nice open field tackle for the Bobcats, or he might still be running.
Yeah, Judd's a heck of an athlete, man. That's the second time I've seen him knife out and make a game-saving tackle, right? Well, Tanque Verde with that tight formation again, Bill. We're going to do a little off tackle.
Oh, ball's loose. And Benson's got it. They pick it up and advance it around the 25-yard line. So he popped up as he hit the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if he didn't have a good grip on it or if it was stripped.
It was mishandled on the handoff. It was a bad handoff. It was a high handoff, and the running back had his arms low, and the ball came in a little high from the quarterback.
So just like that, Benson gets the ball back on a big turnover to start the second half. 10:07 left. And 1st and 10 for the Bobcats at the Tanque Verde 25-yard line.
That nullifies that whole second half strategy.
It sure does.
Here
comes the blitz up the middle. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's got a man open. One man to beat. And down inside the 5-yard line go the Benson Bobcats. So when they had the blitz, you saw that little dump off pass, almost like a screen pass to the back.
It was a really good job by recognition by Judd because he threw where the blitz came from.
Right.
So that's an adjustment at halftime as well. If they're going to keep blitzing up the middle, we're going to throw it right behind. They're still going to blitz.
Trying to get outside, getting chased all around and tackled about the 6-yard line. Loss of about 1 yard.
Yeah, that was a good effort to just only lose one there.
Yeah, really, he was getting pursued by the backside, the front side, every side.
Yeah, they're Tanque Verde
So
found
loss
something
of
with
a
that
yard.
blitzing.
It's going to be 2nd and goal now at the 5. Here comes the blitz up the middle again. He's going to throw right there, and was it intercepted?
Yeah,
it was. It was intercepted by Tanque Verde. So 2 quick turnovers here to start the 3rd quarter, one by each team. And Benson had a chance to go take the lead back again, or at least get within 1 on a field goal. And Tanque Verde with the big interception, and they'll take over right about their own 5-yard line.
Let's get that ball back.
Benson's going to have to find an answer for that blitz because it's being really disruptive right now.
And that was a good halftime adjustment by Tanque Verde. So 1st down for the Hawks. Little just dive play up the middle. He cut back towards the middle when no hole was there off the tackle position.
24, Colt Smucker, ball carrier.
That was 5 yards.
And got a quick 5 yards on that, 2nd and 5.
Yeah,
It's always nice to get 5, 6 yards on 1st down.
Yeah,
Opens up the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, make 3rd and manageable or 2nd and manageable.
Sure. So Tanque Verde had a chance to go up by a couple of scores. They turned the ball over. Benson had a chance to retake the lead. They turned the ball over. Stacked up at the line, but keeps his feet moving and gets across the 10 to about the 11-yard line, a gain of 2. And I think that lightning's moved all north of us now, Ramon. I think we're good.
That was Nixon Hills on that run right there. He, like you said, kept moving his feet.
Keep those legs driving. That's what they teach you all summer long.
Yeah.
So a 3rd and 1 for the Hawks.
Let's go, Bobcats, let's go.
This is actually a critical play for the Benson defense.
Absolutely. I'd be interested to see the play call.
Man in motion, he's gonna just go straight up ahead, up on a power blast off tackle, and easily got the first down.
With these running backs at Tanque Verde, those Benson defenders are gonna have to start going lower because they are trying to tackle above the waist, and that's not a good thing to do with these running backs they have. Those guys run hard.
Now you remember what we said in the first quarter, that this just pounding, straight ahead running is gonna wear a defense down on the second half, and I think we may be starting to see it here.
Yeah, they're a totally tight formation, double tight, 2-back set, no mystery.
Once again, handoff to the tailback, and gets up just shy of the 25-yard line, but a gain of about a good 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah.
So once again, just like we said, you get 5 yards or so on first down, and it really opens up that playbook.
And they're working on the clock as well. They have a lead and working on the clock, shortening the game. And keep that Benson explosive offense on the sidelines.
Even though both teams have good balance as far as pass run, I would say that Tanque Verde is the better running team at this point.
Absolutely.
And rolls out to the far side, dumps it off underneath in the flat, and a nice open field tackle for a minimal gain. And I think he got maybe a couple. Dawson Judd on a good tackle for the Bobcats. So 3rd and 3.
Judd is all over the field.
Judd is the man right now.
He's all over the field. Once again, another crucial 3rd down, but 3rd and manageable. So Tanque Verde matriculating down the field.
So 3rd and 2 make it. And a big down for both teams here. Just a quick reverse handoff and stacked up at the line. He's going to be short of the first down by a good 1.5 yards, it looks like. Let's see where they mark it.
I don't see the offense leaving the field. Coach is leaving the offense on the field.
So 4th down and about a 1/2 yard. They gave him a nice spot on that. I didn't think he got that far.
I agree.
But offense stays on the field, so this is huge for Benson. I mean, they can stop him here. They got the ball. They got the ball just outside the red zone.
Might be a good time to run.
Stack line, just straight ahead, and didn't get much, but he did get enough for the first down, I believe.
Yeah, he didn't need.
He did, as the line judge here at the bottom of the picture shows first down.
Yeah, it makes you think maybe Benson could cue off of Tanque Verde and start some run blitzes.
So Tanque Verde taking a chance there on 4th down, deep in their own territory, and that shows a lot of confidence in your offensive line. It really does from a coaching standpoint.
Absolutely. And that part of the field, that down in distance, absolutely.
So empty backfield now as he goes back to pass, just flips it underneath on just a pitch and catch there. And once again, Ramon, another 5 yards on first down, maybe even 6.
Yeah,
maybe even 7.
It's a game of adjustments, right, Bill?
Yeah.
And so far, Tanque Verde with the better adjustments going into the second half here.
Yeah, Tanque Verde has definitely made some key adjustments. And I think this is the longest that the Benson defense has been on the field for a series in the whole game. Once again, just off tackle to the right side, driven back after a couple yard gain. I don't think he's going to be short. No, they're going to give it to him once again. They're giving him some really generous spots, I think.
One thing I'm noticing, like since the Tanque Verde receivers are streaking past Benson all game long in the first half, even with this tight formation, the safeties for Benson are still pretty far back, look for them to start creeping up a little bit and run support. That's
Right.
when that play action will come back. So they're kind of pick your poison kind of deal for Benson.
So first down for the Hawks as they continue the drive. And they continue on the ground, trying to soften up that Benson front line going into the fourth quarter. We got 3:24 left here in the third quarter.
I like what Benson's doing. They're bringing in some fresh bodies in the defensive line. They're shuttling guys in and out now because, you know, you're going to get worn out. It's good that they can platoon guys in that middle of that defensive line. That's going to help.
Always good to have a deep team.
Good move by the
So
coaches.
second down and 5. And once again, just power football and close to another first down at midfield. He's going to be stopped just shy of midfield. And it's going to be third and very short.
Third and short.
That's smash mouth football right here, Bill.
It sure is.
There's no mystery here. It's just plow ahead. This might be a free play here, too, since they went to for it on fourth down.
You know, I wouldn't put past Tanque Verde to
Yeah.
maybe do a play action, throw it downfield.
Yeah, this would be the perfect time for it.
I mean, you saw them go on fourth down deep in their own territory.
Yeah.
They're in midfield, so they got nothing to lose. Let's see what happens. Once again, a tight formation. I don't think he's going to pass. 2 tight ends. He's under center. And just handoff, and Benson was waiting for it, but he falls forward. And I believe he's going to have a first down. Yes, he is.
Second effort got that, Bill. They had him in the backfield for
He
a
was
loss.
hit, yeah, exactly, Ramon. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage and kept those legs moving once again and got enough for the first down. So big play for the Hawks there.
Something that Benson can work on, like I said, is that execution of the tackling drills. You know, getting lower. They're rapping, but they're not. They're rapping a little high, and they're just a shade off on the tackling fundamentals.
And like we said, I think that front four of Benson is getting a little tired, and they just keep it on the ground and tackled at the 46-yard line. Gain of about 4.
This third quarter is flying by, Bill. There's
It sure
a minute
is.
35 left.
Yeah, because they're keeping it on the ground. And actually, Tanque Verde's got the time of possession in this quarter by far.
Yeah, Judd's on the field, but he's playing the wrong side of the ball right now. He'd rather be quarterback.
Yeah, exactly, instead of playing his corner position. So 2nd and 6 now for the Hawks. And they're going to try to bust on the outside. He's got the edge going downfield, first down or more.
Got a flag on the field.
And he's got a flag here on the backside. It's probably going to go against the Hawks for a hold.
Should be a hold.
And that's going to negate a great play, and that is what it is, a holding call on Tanque Verde.
We'll see if Benson can take advantage of a Tanque Verde mistake. You know, it's surprising that they're trying to go to the outside edge when they've had such success just going off tackle left and right. I understand, you know, you do want to mix it up, but man, the way they were going, they weren't stopping them. So we'll see if they.
I think that was kind of a test play. How far can we get on this?
I agree.
So big penalty is going to make it 2nd and 14 now for the Hawks as they were sailing by, moving the ball downfield. This is a time for Benson defense to step up. Empty backfield as he rolls to the far side. And down by his feet, unable to bring it back up. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 14. And now this is where Benson can maybe tee off and maybe bring an outside linebacker or somebody on a delayed blitz.
Yeah,
they're going to have to go up top, I believe.
They definitely need to bring the heat. And those now the safeties need to stay back, keep everything in front of them.
Yeah. And I noticed they haven't really been running those patterns this year in the second half because they've been running the ball. So let's see if they can blow by those defensive backs again. Here comes the blitz. He's get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to turn upfield and slides this side of the 40. He's going to put it about the 42. He is going to be short of the first down.
Oh.
But once again, I believe that the offense is going to stay on the field.
The quarterback made a business decision there, Bill. He could have went head first and probably could have picked up the first down on his own, but he decided to slide to protect himself.
So 4th and 2 now for Tanque Verde, and this will be the 2nd 4th down of the possession.
This will be the probably last play of that third quarter. They're going to just let it wind down.
Yeah, I think so.
6 seconds left.
So that's going to do it for quarter number 3, a very fast-moving quarter. And at the end of 3 quarters, no scoring in that whole quarter by either team. We still have that same score we did at halftime, 21-17. The Hawks over the Bobcats. Once again, thank you for joining us here on Cool FM Live on the YouTube page. I'm not sure, are we on the Facebook page for Cool FM? We're on YouTube. We're on the YouTube page and on the Facebook page for our Santa Cruz and Pima County viewers on 520 Sports Talk.
Yeah, I think Rocco Haggard, the quarterback for Tanque Verde, he, like I said, he made a business decision on that last play to just take a slide instead of going for it head first and getting to the sticks. But like I said, he's the one on the field. He needs to make that decision.
No, exactly. So Eagle Plumbing and Vinny's Pizza, Sierra Vista. Too bad we're not in Sierra Vista. We got the Vinny's Pizza.
Do a Bueno game.
So Sonic Drive-In of Sierra Vista, also Durant Plumbing of Sierra Vista and Cochise County. Prestige Remodeling and Restoration in Sierra Vista. Seniors Helping Seniors. Desert RV in Huachuca City. And Stan Greer Millworks, southeastern Arizona. Stan covers the whole southeastern part of the state. So, no good on that one if you're a Tanque Verde fan. Wow. They went on 4th down. Benson came with that blitz and sacked the quarterback. I don't think he even knew what was going on before he was going down to the turf.
Big play for Benson there on a turnover.
So another turnover here in the second half. First play of the 4th quarter. And Benson only down by 4 with the ball in good field position at their own 44-yard line. Here comes a blitz for Tanque Verde. And it's a pass that's caught. And a very dangerous pass. Could have been a fumble, but number 4 with a heads-up play and just got what he could get on the play. Really no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
They're lucky they avoided a loss. That was Raleigh Evans.
Avoided a loss and also avoided a turnover on that play.
Benson's going to have to do something about their line splits because they're just leaking right
Tanque Verde's just slamming by them in the backfield. And that's going to cost him his big number 72 encroaches in the neutral zone. So that'll move the ball up 5 yards and make it 2nd and 5 now, putting Benson in a much better position here on the possession.
Great job by Judd with a hard count in a sense.
Yeah.
He baited them. You see how aggressive they are? They're blitzing, they're antsy, and he took advantage of that. So great adjustment by Judd.
That hard count was definitely what caused that penalty. So 2nd and 5 now for the Bobcats. Going to bust it to the outside, and he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage. Nice pursuit by Tanque Verde, number 2.
For the Benson Bobcat Booster Club, their number is 6'8", because of the hat. 5'6", 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, that was Alex Page, number 2, with that nice tackle in the open
Very
field.
good, yeah, very timely.
Yeah, Lorta's
so 3rd and
not
about
easy to catch.
7 now. Here comes the blitz from the outside.
Oh, great catch.
And caught and held on. A nice possession catch as he was getting all kinds of coverage and people trying to strip the ball from him. And a big first down for the Bobcats to keep the drive alive.
I don't know what kind of gloves Jason Santo has, but whatever they are, I think every receiver on the team needs to use them because that would stick them on that.
Yeah, they had guys trying to strip the ball. It was good coverage. I mean, he just threw into great coverage and a good possession reception for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Santo just snatched that ball out of the air. That was nice. That was a big 3rd down, Bill.
Yes, it was. Once again, back to the ground for Benson, and
Lorta again.
they get a couple of yards to the 40-yard line.
It's good that they're keeping them honest, though. I mean, they still have to put in their mind that, hey, we still might run it. We're not just going to drop back and leave Judd susceptible to the blitz.
Well, what I see going on now, Ramon, is now Benson's trying to use the clock.
Yes.
With the ground game. As long as obviously you can pick up first downs, you can keep that clock ticking. And they're only 4 down, so they get a touchdown and they'll be right back in. There's a delayed blitz again. And no catch on that one. So double coverage, but he had to get rid of the ball quick on that blitz coming up the middle on the delay.
Yeah, he had the blitz timed up once again, so he might need to change his count up again because they're using the cadence. He needs to change it up because they're timing it too good.
So once again, a big 3rd down for the Bobcats. 3rd and 9 now, trying to keep the drive going for a potential go-ahead touchdown. Here comes the blitz from the outside, and once again incomplete. So that blitz of Judd.
Judd. Yeah, it made him release the ball a half a second sooner than he would have. You know, Bill, in this game, like what it comes down to is alignment, assignment, and execution. So if we're getting the same blitz, we need to make an adjustment to the adjustment. The blitz has been coming. They got to make them pay.
So after a nice drive, it kind of sputters out at the 41-yard line, and Benson is back to punt. Low snap. It looks like he's going to try that. It is a fake, and it's to the outside, a 1st down. So if you remember in the first half, he rolled that way and then just kind of did a rugby kick. But that one, he had the receiver open on the fake, and a successful 4th down conversion for the Bobcats. So nice play by Benson, good play call. And that keeps the drive alive. And more importantly, the clock at 8:40 and counting now. Here comes the blitz again, and they're going to tackle him well beyond or behind the line of scrimmage.
That has been really
once
disruptive.
Again, Benson with no answer on that blitz from Tanque Verde. And it seems like it's coming up the middle the whole time.
Yeah, like I said,
I don't know if there's a mismatch up there, but whatever it is, Tanque Verde's taking full advantage of it.
It's their line splits, Bill. If they don't tighten up their line splits, they're going to keep shooting that gap. On that fake punt, it was Colton Deskins that caught that fake punt reception, number 28.
So once again, 2nd and about 14 for the Bobcats. And a little flip over to the flat on the far side, and catches the ball, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So you're going to look at about 3rd and 10 now.
Those quick hitters are going to be a good adjustment there. He just reared back, fired the ball out within 2 seconds before the blitz can get there. So that's
another good play for the blitzing team like Tanque Verde is pop that tight end over the middle where the blitz came from.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 11 for the Bobcats.
If they can pick up at least half of it to make 4th down manageable.
Got plenty of time. He's going deep to the end
interference.
zone. And that's an easy call for pass interference on Tanque Verde, as he was double covered, but they just drug him down. Obviously, while the ball was in the air, easy call. That'll be 15 yards for Benson, and that's going to set them up in very good field positions.
You'll say no penalty is a good penalty, but that was a good penalty because he saved the touchdown.
That's true. And you kind of trade the penalty for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was Raleigh Evans, number 4 for Benson, who broke free. And the defender, he had no choice. He had to tackle him because he was beat.
Well, they were playing a cover 2 over there on that side, and I think both guys I don't know if they got their feet tangled up or they just drug him down, but penalty goes against the Hawks, and Benson now has it.
Oh, yeah, he tackled him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely tackled him.
He got his money's worth on that.
Yeah, he did. If you're going to get a penalty, you might as well make it worth it.
So ball just outside the 10-yard line.
Still 4th down.
And it's 4th down, so they still have to get this 1st down. A little dump off pass to the end zone. Untouched for a touchdown. Bobcats. And the go-ahead score by Benson at the 6:38 mark of the 4th quarter.
A nice job by Santo, the wide receiver, split out. He got 2 blocks on that play that freed up Lortha for that touchdown, Bill.
There's nothing better than watching a wide receiver block because notoriously they are the worst blockers on the football
Ladies
field.
and gentlemen, we have a lightning warning.
So we may be postponing this game for a few minutes. All the players are going off the field on a lightning warning here at the stadium. So,
Dang it.
what does he want us to do?
It is Valley Union versus Ray. Ray up 18-14 at that point in time. Their quarterback dropping back, looking, throwing, finds someone open. Oh my goodness, sneaks in there and has green grass.
Number 25,
Too big of a
Chase
lead
Chester.
for number 18, who is not on the Max Preps roster, unfortunately, in front of me to give you a shout out for trying to run him down from behind. Didn't happen there. The football zips across. What are we looking at here? Looks like a 2-point conversion. And that is Ray keeping the legs driving and falling into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that was what I believe put them up 24-14. The highlights being aggregated here in the Cool Zone. That is what we do. We show you highlights from all across Southern Arizona and beyond. Thank you, American Southwest Credit Union, for bringing us those highlights. Again, the latest in Benson. The stadium has been evacuated because of lightning, and so they send everybody to their cars. They send the players to the locker rooms, and the coaches, administration, everybody in the locker rooms, 30-minute delay. So they will not be retaking the field until at least 9:25, and then they'll have to do some warm-ups and stretches, but I've got green. Where are we headed, Coach Baker? We're going to Douglas because the Pueblo Warriors at 0-2 are facing Douglas at 1-1. Douglas looking to take the momentum from that big win, getting the pick last week. It looked like their running back there got stuffed. Justin Hurtado, the 5'7", 145-pound running back, getting stopped at the line. And that is where the latest score is. Still 7-6. Very close game there in Douglas. I'm going to move the Bobcats over here to this section because we have weather delays in Morenci at last count. Morenci leads Bisbee 26-0, but a weather delay there. Buena in a running clock situation as ALA Gilbert North will go to 3-0. The Colts will go to 2-1. They will host Tucson High. So after having their first 2 games on the road, they'll have 2 games at home. So they will be at home 1 week from tonight against Tucson Magnet High School. And that will be where these teams... Sure, let's do it. Let's go see what Buena's doing. They have the ball. Why don't we bring up John Berger and listen to see what his call sounds like.
Nobody's left yet. Low ball, handoff up the middle.
That's probably going to be a face mask, it looks like. That defender got a handful of face mask and helmet there.
Yeah, it's that reaction where you see, you and I grew up in a time where the shoulder pads were so gigantic, you could kind of grab that, but now that the shoulder pads are so much smaller, when you see that turn, it's almost always
very
a face mask.
Face mask.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, and you know the funny thing was like the pads turned almost on a dime. There was a huge, like up until like 2005, and I know the player that changed it all. So Joe Thomas for the tackle for the
Cleveland Browns.
Yes, he put on wide receiver pads. It was ridiculous. It was like he wasn't playing at all, or no pads at all.
Didn't have anything going on.
No, shotgun formation. Looks like ALA is a little bit confused.
Blitz coming up the middle.
Oh, beautiful ball. Gets it to Jaden Thomas.
With another diving catch.
Yep. All right, let's see if they can get that 2-minute offense underway.
Yeah.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. Buena trying to put another touchdown on the board.
Play-by-play guy, he's doing good for...
Yeah, a little bit
just
outside.
a little off target there.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up 3rd down now.
We would like you to thank all of our sponsors. If that just means going and thanking them, if you see their name on one of the boards or on any of the displays that we've got going, if it's SSVEC or if it's, you know, any of the real estate people or the restaurants, shotgun formation looking right. He just dodged a couple guys. Great job. And he completes a ball out to number 6.
And that'll be a SSVEC 1st down.
Nice job, Kevin. Good Lord. I've been looking for a moment to say it. You did it just perfect.
I got your back, buddy.
I love this guy. Kevin is a great speaker. All right. They're moving on offense. Shotgun formation. Throwing deep to the left side.
Yeah,
All
that's going to be
kinds of
pass interference. There was a lot of contact in the secondary.
Yeah.
But something I want to point out from that play from the penalty was I really like how the backs have been picking up these blitzers that ALA has been sending. So great adjustment that the offensive line coach has probably made to have his back start picking up these free guys.
Excellent.
So it is garbage time there, so to speak, in Buena here in Sierra Vista tonight, as Buena is down big 42-7, but their offense is moving because of some penalties, and there was a great catch earlier by Jaden Thomas. Boy, I don't know how he caught that ball. It seemed like Caleb Layton just flung it his direction, and he dove and caught it. Absolutely great. Looks like Merrill Branch saying first down. Move the chains. They are moving the chains. So I assume that this is still a running clock situation. I didn't hear if John mentioned that. You're taking a live look in here on the cool zone. Caleb backing up and throwing, and that is a big catch there. And they're going to call him down because he caught it on a knee. That is Jaden Thomas, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. With the wet field there, you cannot get good traction. That rain's been coming down here for the last hour, so you know it's soaked into that field. And the timeout called by ALA. So ALA calls a timeout as they head over to their sideline to just let Buena take a breather. It is easily, it's their second team defense that's out on that field, and that's why head coach Ty Detmer decided to call a timeout. And if you recognize that name, Ty Detmer, it's because Ty Detmer was the 1990 Heisman Trophy winner for the Brigham Young University, as he's been coaching up there at ALA Gilbert for many years now. I knew that he was up there for a long time. I didn't know which ALA he was a part of, but we're going back to action live as we take this live look in here on the cool zone. Part of what we get to do is take a live look. Layton rolls to his right and flings it. Not sure what happened there. Looks like there was a catch. We're waiting for the official to make the call. He does. It is a touchdown for Buena. And that's Jaden Thomas again. Boy, what a great connection that Caleb Layton has to his senior cohort, 5'10", 170-pound Jaden Thomas. So 42-13 now. It is garbage time. We're in the fourth quarter. And I assume that this is a second string defense that's in there, but hey, Buena's still putting up points, getting their point totals. Looks like Jaden is the holder. No fake. They lay it down. Good snap, good hold. Waiting to hear what the kick is, but they're not saying because it looks like there is a penalty on the extra point. As we see the Buena cheer team doing a great job there, keeping the fans hyped all night long in the rain here in Sierra Vista, just across town from us, as we are live inside the office of AZ Prep Academy Director and Buena basketball coach Dennis Baker, hanging out with Jeff Davenport, Dennis Baker, Dan the Man, our awesome team here tonight, covering 9 different games for you. Only one of them is final, 57-0. ALA Sierra Vista Falls goes to 0-3 tonight. Looks like we'll go for the extra point again. As we see, it is in the fourth quarter, and this, I'm pretty sure the running clock is at 42-0. So in my mind, it should still be running clock. Why don't we look at some highlights as they are checking that out. Where are we going to, Coach Baker? Let's go to St. David. Hey! Well, that was a quick touchdown there by number 9, Cedar Haney. Yeah, that's right. There were connectivity issues there in St. David. Looks like at that point they were up 38-0. So tune in to the sports show tomorrow. So what they did was to get these highlights aggregated, there will still be highlights of this game. So if you tuned in for the St. David game tonight on the Facebook feed at Cool FM Live, we apologize. Connectivity issues in St. David. Sometimes a tough area to get cell coverage in. But don't get losing bad to St. David tonight. And here we go. Let's see another highlight. This was early in the game. Obviously, if it was 0-0. St. David kicking deep to Duncan. Duncan gets the ball. Looks like this was the opening kickoff. As the Duncan player makes one turn and comes up that sideline and gets a good return to start the game. That's about the only offense that Duncan has had tonight because they ended up, well, they're currently being shut out. And St. David has at least 38 points in this game. So again, looking at this opening drive by Duncan. Boy, some good passing plays by the Wildcats early on. Number 7 making the tackle. That's Clark Wilson, the defensive back. 6'1", 150-pound sophomore. Again, St. David doesn't rebuild, they just reload. As that was dropped there. So St. David with a kickoff. They were already leading 16-0 at this point. And they're going to call that as a touchback without the running back even coming out. So interesting to see the highlights this way. Beautiful fades on the highlights as well. You're watching these just right with me. Oh, we saw this highlight. That was the high snap to the Duncan quarterback, not able to get it down. And then St. David makes some plays. This one coming right in your living room. It is number 33, Chase Pacheco. 5'11", 205, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, getting in for the score. Excuse me, as St. David defense stepping up. They were leading 31-0 at that time. They, at last check, were leading 38-0, and that was the reason why that pick 6, all green grass for, I believe, was that number 6 or number 9? That was Vincent Ciccarello or Cedar Haney, I can't tell. Or Drake Brock, one of the others, either number 6, number 8, or number 9. Looks kind of like Cedar Haney, though, the way he's walking. There's Vincent faking the toss. It's kind of cool, though. It's cool watching it this way.
Close to the first down.
Well, either way, we're learning new things about the highlights here. Well, that's okay. So this is the one we saw before. It probably is. So if you want to come back to me, we can do that. So again, at last count, 38-0 St. David over Duncan, possibly more. Should be a running clock situation, and they should be wrapping up soon. Remember, we're having connectivity issues in St. David. However, the game is still being filmed, and that's why we had the highlights the way that we did. We've never seen them like that before. The computer program that Dan the Man had to be able to aggregate the highlights in this way are causing the highlights to come through the way that they did. More like a scoring drive was what we were looking at here inside AZ Prep Academy offices. Oh, Buena basketball head coach and our friend, Coach Dennis Baker. St. David, big lead. ALA Gilbert North, big lead. Morenci over Bisbee, big lead. Santa Cruz Valley over Tombstone, big lead. Looks like the close games we have are still in Douglas and Pima. So Wilcox and Pima, 7-0 there at last count, 24-10, Ray over Valley Union. And again, just taking a live look around my desk here. Benson was in a rain delay. They should be, yeah, they're still in the middle of that weather delay. Usually a lightning strike. They ended up clearing the stadium, so when a lightning strike happens, you can set the clock for 30 minutes. And when they cleared the stadium out, as long as that storm cell moves far enough away outside of a certain mileage radius, that is how they measure when they can bring the players back on the field. Again, this is all for safety, but Benson had just scored a big touchdown, taking the lead 23-21. So when they come back to the field, let's go see some highlights. Let's do that. Let's look at some highlights here. Before the big weather delay. That was a ball coming out and Benson taking over. I think we saw this live. We saw this happen live, and I predicted this. I said, oh my gosh. So if you want to rewind the Cool Zone to the point that that we went live to this game in the third quarter. They're in the fourth quarter currently, and Benson has the lead 23-21, as I said, but they're in a severe weather delay, so it was a lightning strike delay, which means they won't be coming back to the field for at least another 20 minutes, unless that storm cell is on the watch. way, or the Storm gets blown out and they come back to the field. 21-17 here. And this was the interception. Yeah, that was the interception deep inside Tanque Verde territory. The Hawks defense became ball hawks, stepped up, snatched that ball out of the air from Dawson Judd, who is a one-man Cool Zone highlight reel every single week. But that was the play that ended up causing Tanque Verde to take the ball down a ways, and then Benson came back and ended up taking the lead just before the big weather outage there up in Benson in the northern part of Cochise County tonight. Do we have any Douglas news? I want to see how Douglas is doing. Last count we had, it was 7-0 over Pueblo, or 7-6, excuse me, over Pueblo. Let's take a look at these highlights again. That's what we do here in the Cool Zone. So 7-6, Douglas over Pueblo, and this is a big stop by the Pueblo Warriors against number 1, Justin Hurtado. I love that field in Douglas. It is an absolutely awesome playing field there that they have, and that was where Douglas won the pick a week ago. Can they keep that momentum from the shutout of Bisbee, getting the pick and all the excitement there? Douglas sitting at 500 at 1-1. Pueblo still looking for their first win on the season at 0-2. What finals do we have? I assume that the Tombstone has got to be close to being final unless they're in a weather delay.
Going to Valley Union.
Oh, let's check out Valley Union. They are at Ray. This was a close game for a while. Ray took a 10-point lead at last count. And here's the Valley Union quarterback trying to spin, make something out of nothing. It doesn't happen. Ray stacks him up and pushes him back, getting a big sack on 3rd and long. And Valley Union still down by 10 at last count. So the Bearcats bringing it to the Blue Devils there. Both those teams sitting at 2-1, a very important game for these 8-man teams. Wilcox over Pima in a very close game, 7-0. I still got green. Do we want to head somewhere?
We may have seen this Tombstone, but just to get an update.
Sure, let's get an update there for the Tombstone game. Santa Cruz at Tombstone, they had the big lead there.
There's a fumble.
Oh, this was insane. The Dust Devil, the Santa Cruz Valley Dust Devil running back, got the ball, dropped the ball, picked up the ball. Here it is. He fumbles, doesn't even get a clean handoff, but the ball rolls exactly where it needed to in order for him to pick it up and take it in for the score. And that made it 36-0. Pending the extra point or 2-point conversion, whatever Santa Cruz Valley ended up getting, but they're taking a big lead there in Tombstone. We can say that Tombstone will unfortunately fall to 0-3. The Dust Devils will go to 3-1. So here's the hard news for Tombstone. They will be facing Wilcox next week, Friday the 19th. Tombstone will head to Wilcox that currently leads Pima 7-0. So we'll have some connectivity there, some connective tissue as it is, as we call it here, as we look at these games here in the Cool Zone. Let's go to that highlight right now. How about that? Coach Baker working the highlights for us here in his office. How is it in your office? Man, I'm so sorry that we're taking this up for you, but appreciate you opening up your office for us. This was a big run by Wilcox as he got tackled from behind. Was that Anthony Morales? I believe that was number 7, Anthony Morales, on that play you just made the Cool Zone. And this was a punt by Wilcox. Let it drop. And on one hop, my goodness, there are no Cowboys in that field of vision, and he was coming right into your living room. What a shot. What a play. Here on the sideline by our camera crew. Again, when you have camera crews everywhere, it's all about the Cool Zone. This is what we do every single Friday night here in the Cool Zone. Every Cochise County varsity football game, every single team, home games, away games, live look-ins, highlights being aggregated all throughout the night, and we hope you join us during the weather delay that we have up in Morenci, the weather delay that we have in Benson. If you're just joining us, Morenci is over Bisbee 36-0. Benson, the Bobcats are over the Tanque Verde Hawks 23-21 in a weather delay. 7-6, Douglas over Pueblo. Douglas looking to go above 500. Tombstone Yellow Jackets will fall tonight. They will go to 0-3, and they will be traveling to Wilcox. That currently lead the Pima Rough Riders 7-0. Ray over Valley Union. It's got to be late in that game, 24-14. Buena, I imagine that game has got to be close to final, if not final, 42-13. Oh, Buena's in a delay as well. My goodness. Okay, well, weather delay there. The only final that we have in the books was the Heritage Academy Heroes over our ALA Sierra Vista Guardians, 57-0. ALA drops to 0-3. They will face Mission Heights Prep on Saturday the 20th. So not 1 week from today, but 1 week and 1 day from today. That is where ALA will be home on a Saturday game. So not sure if I'll be available to call that game or not. Maybe Sheriff Mark will be available, and we can get me and him back in the broadcast booth for that game. That'd be a heck of a lot of fun to call that game. Another ALA game, and watching our American Leadership Academy here in Sierra Vista. We spent some time there earlier this week. If you happen to see the videos, we were there on Wednesday the 10th and Thursday the 11th for all the game, or the festivities that they had there. Not the festivities, the commemorations, the ceremonies that they had. On the 10th, it was an indoor ceremony that the high school leadership put together. The middle school leadership put together the ceremony that was walking around the track. 3.4 laps around the track in honor of the 340 first responders who passed away serving there in New York City on September 11th. It's one of those weeks, you know. I mean, I'm thankful for football. I'm thankful for these high school student athletes kind of taking our minds off the real world, if not just for a few minutes. I got green. Coach Baker, where are we going? Let's go see that. Look at some highlights of Benson. They are in a weather delay as we speak. It was 21-17. This was the play right before the weather delay. Dawson Judd hitting Renee Lorda to take the lead, 23-21. And you saw the lightning in the background. I don't know if you saw that. There was a lightning strike in the background. That could have been the lightning strike that ended up calling this game. But boy, Lorda wide open and going to the end zone. You can see the excitement there on the sideline by the Bobcats. And then wait, there's the lightning strike right there. You saw the reflection off that building there at Benson High School. And that was most likely what ended up causing this game to clear the stands, and everybody goes to their cars, and they should be, if that was the only nearest strike, they will be a few minutes away from retaking the field, hopefully restarting this game. It is in the fourth quarter. There have been a lot of long drives between these two teams, but Benson currently leads 23-21, and they will go for I assume the extra point to take the 3-point lead. I think that would be the safest bet for them. Still 7-6 in Douglas, as Douglas is over Pueblo, as they should be late in that game as well. 7-0 Wilcox over Pima in Pima. Tombstone will fall to the Santa Cruz Valley Dust Devils. They will fall to 0-3 on the season. It was their home opener there in Tombstone. I'm sure the entire town came out excited to see all the new players that were joining the team this week. Unfortunately, it didn't make much of an impact, but when you get new players, you got to get them familiar with the offensive scheme, with the defensive scheme. There's a lot of work that needs to go into making this team gel. We know that Tombstone will get some wins as the season moves along. They will not tonight. They'll fall to 0-3 on the season. But Ray over Valley Union, 24-10. Last check, we had Morenci over Bisbee. Both teams 1-2, and they were over Bisbee big. Currently in a lightning delay there in Morenci, as far as we know. But I got green. Where are we going to? Let's look at the Valley Union Blue Devils. See what they got going on against Ray.
They're going to go for it.
It was 24-14. The quarterback faked the handoff, tried to get around the side on fourth down, and does not get it. It was a fourth and must situation, and Valley Union not able to make the blocks, and those players came through. And then it appears that on the verge of scoring again, Ray does, and it looks like they will seal the deal. They're at home, the Bearcats. Looks like they will get the win tonight. Not sure what quarter that's in, but I assume it is late in that game as they ended up putting that through for 30-14. We'll keep a close eye on that just in case. I mean, you never know what can happen in 8-man football. All you got to do is make one man miss and you got green grass. So hopefully the Valley Union Blue Devils can come back. If not, they will fall to 500, 2-2, and they will host Bobcats 1 week from tonight on the 19th. So, again, taking a look around, we think that Buena is in a weather delay as well as... Yeah, let's go take a look at some Buena highlights. Why not? Let's see some highlights of the Colts. They are down 42-13 currently. Colts at 2-0. ALA Gilbert North Eagles at 2-0. You can see from this, in the first half, they already had a big lead, and there was a zipped pass. That ALA quarterback, number 9, Ben Livingston, remember that name. He is just a junior, and we could be looking at a state championship quarterback right there. 34-0, that extra point through the uprights made it 35-0 there in the first half. So it was a running clock early in the third quarter, if that's what they agreed to do on that play. Got a few more highlights there. Possibly some for Buena, because I know that they scored a couple of touchdowns here late in that game. So glad you're joining us here tonight inside the Cool Zone. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is what we do. We take looks at highlights of these games. And there is ALA going down. Cooper Kraus, the big man, making the big tackle at just the right time. Number 52, 6'1", 215-pound senior inside linebacker. Boy, when he is coming through that line, he is a force to be reckoned with. And Cooper, you just made the Cool Zone. That's what we do in the Cool Zone. Take a look at highlights. We take live in-game looks at things that are going on, games that are currently in progress. But let's see a few more highlights from Buena at home against ALA Gilbert North. Oh, what a move by number 0, Isaac Massey, taking it to the house. That was what made it 42-0 in the third and started the running clock. Unfortunately, that running clock was not running fast enough, as we believe this game is in a weather delay. So, if that game's in a weather delay, then it currently sits at 42-13 is what we had at last count for Buena. Let's see another highlight here in the Cool Zone. Oh, that was the extra point right there. As that went up and in, that made it 42-0. Thank you, Aloe Fiber, and all the sponsors, all our amazing sports sponsors that make this coverage possible. It could not happen without those sponsors that help cover the cost of this vision. What is this vision? What is the Cool Zone? Every single game, live in-game looks, highlights like this one. Caleb Layton takes the snap and looks to the corner of the end zone and finds his number 1 receiver, Jaden Thomas. The senior catching that ball right there late in that game. A little garbage time for the Colts, but a beautiful throw, a beautiful connection between those two seniors. Tossing it up and coming down with the catch. Made it 42-7. And that game currently at 42-13. There was the extra point that went up and through to make it 42-7. And again, the vision here for doing all of this, the Cool Zone, every Cochise County varsity football game, home and away. 9 games being covered tonight that you could scroll through the Cool FM Facebook page and see all of them, or just hang out with me as we take live in-game looks. We get highlights aggregated that Coach Baker is running through them. And, oh, we got another one. Let's go. Let's see it. This is what we do here in the Cool Zone. Every Friday, every game, home and away, for Cochise County football. So they led 42-7. There's the quarterback, number 14. That is the backup quarterback, Carson Randall, getting wrangled down. Let's see that one more time because that was a fantastic play. Number 44 is not even on my Max Preps roster, unfortunately. But number 55 was also involved in that. That's Trenton Williams, 6'3", 220-pound senior, also making the play there against that ALA Gilbert North team. They have their second string in, and that's what you do when you have a 42-13 lead. Just for fairness sake, in a running clock situation, you put in your backups and let them finish out the game. So 42-13 there. Buena will fall to 2-1. ALA Gilbert will continue their undefeated streak at 3-0. The only game that we have in the books is ALA Sierra Vista that fell 57-0 to Heritage Academy up in Maricopa. And St. David at last count was up 38-0. There were a lot of connectivity issues there, but I got some green. Who are we going to see? Oh, let's see some Blue Devils and Bearcats action. All right, Valley Union down by 10 late in this game. As number 3, Miles Richardson, what did I say? You put some green grass in front of you when you make one man miss, and Valley Union comes within one score. No, did that get called back? Oh, okay, you're showing it again. Oh, thank goodness. I was getting worried there. Fakes the throw, makes one man miss, makes two men miss, and the third man misses, and number 3 is off to the races. The senior quarterback, Miles Richardson, also a running back and a linebacker, doing double duty on both sides of the ball. A fantastic job by him. And they went for 2, and they got it. Number 11, Michael Dorazzo, making the big-time catch there and bringing them within 2. So it was 30, so now it's 30-22.
Defense has to come through. Oh, wide open.
And a big play. My goodness, how did he get that wide open? Good try by the Blue Devil defender, number 5. Not on the Max Preps chart here, but giving his all in that game. It looks like Ray might pull away with that win tonight. But again, you never know what can happen in 8-man football. That's the fun of this, the fun of the cool zone. I still got green. What's it looking like, Coach Baker?
Oh, okay. Well, sorry.
That's okay.
False alarm.
Oh, okay, no worries. Again, so 30, at least 36-22, possibly 37-22. Ray over Valley Union. Both those teams 2-1 tonight, looking for their 3rd win. It's going to be a big win for either of those teams. Looks like it's leaning toward Ray at the moment. Wilcox leading in Pima 7-0 up there in the Gila Valley. Tombstone going down 36-0 at home with their home opener tonight. Got green. Where should we go to, Coach Baker? Oh, there we go. Just talking. Speak of the Dust Devil. So Tombstone kicking off. It looks like this is the opening kickoff. There's a squib kick going to the layer right there, and that was watching some highlights here in a fun way. Yeah, it's doing that thing again. That's all right. So we're watching Santa Cruz Valley on their opening drive. And that was, we've seen that play. That was a big touchdown that the Santa Cruz Valley student athlete ended up running it in. Boy, he was hustling. And great job by the camera crew as well to take a look at the scoreboard right afterwards. This was them kicking off after that score. Tombstone, the ball gets behind that receiver, and somehow the ball ended up going back to Santa Cruz Valley. And there is rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, getting pulled down inside the 5. They were already leading 6-0, as you see on that scoreboard there in the first quarter. They ended up scoring again. This was all Santa Cruz tonight. Santa Cruz put together a fantastic offensive scheme against this young and possibly inexperienced Tombstone Yellow Jackets, but it's a good thing. I'm not even paying attention to what's on the screen because I'm looking at all those players that are suited up on the sideline. That's enough for 2 full teams. And that is a good thing to see because they started their season having to forfeit the first game because they just did not have enough players. In their second game, they were only suiting up 16 athletes for Tombstone, but now they got a lot more suited up, as you see out on the field and on the sidelines, which was a good thing to see. And as this team moves along this season, that was the fumble recovery touchdown by Santa Cruz Valley. Everything was rolling their way. Everything was coming up Dust Devils there in Tombstone tonight. But there is so much good in store for the future of the Yellow Jackets this season. They will travel to Wilcox. It'll be a tough task to take on the Cowboys, who are currently leading 7-0 in Pima.
And that's going to be a touchback.
As you can see, they were up 30-0 here, and Santa Cruz was up at least 36-0 at a certain point. Taking a look at these highlights, this is what we do in the cool zone.
And a little bit forward.
Watching these highlights come at you. Tombstone on offense, and nothing doing there. And that was on 3rd and short. Not sure if they made the first down there, if they got enough yardage for that. Oh my goodness, is that score correct? This game has got to be over. That's got to be a running clock at this point. If that has to, okay. Oh my goodness. Well, glad that game is in the books. Again, Tombstone.
And not much gain.
Tough day at the office as you see them leaving the field. At the end of that game, 62-0. Boy. Well, let's bring it back to me. So that means we have 2 finals. The final score there, 62-0. Yellow Jackets fall. But again, the highlight there, nothing on the field from the Yellow Jackets other than seeing all those players suited up. And they will be ready to go to Wilcox and take on the Cowboys 1 week from tonight on the 19th. The other game that we have as a final was 57-0. American Leadership Academy Sierra Vista coming in with the loss there. St. David most likely ended up winning big. They will go to 4-0 over Duncan, who will fall to 1-3. St. David will be traveling to Siloam 1 week from tonight. I'm going to count that as a final with St. David winning. It appears that in Morenci tonight, Bisbee was there, and that was in a lightning delay last we saw, but it was 26-0 Morenci over Bisbee. That is the final. Okay, thank you so much for that. So that is a final. So lightning delay done, and the game is over. So Bisbee will fall to 1-3. They will be hosting Santa Rita. Santa Rita will be coming to Bisbee 1 week from tonight, and that will make Morenci go to 2-2. Morenci gets to 500. Bisbee gets their 3rd loss on the season. Final scores are coming in to the cool zone as we speak. How's Douglas doing? I'd love to get a check in there. That was a close game.
Still 0-7 as far as I know.
I had 7-6. We had 7-6 was the last score because the Pueblo did end up scoring.
I was looking at still 6-7 is what I have here.
Okay. Douglas in the lead. And you said 7-0. That's the Wilcox game, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so Wilcox still leading Pima 7-0. They will be hosting Tombstone 1 week from now. So these are the close games that we have going on. In Douglas, Pueblo coming to town 0-3. Douglas looking to go 2-1 after getting that big win against Bisbee, bringing the pick, leaving the pick in Douglas. I mean, Bisbee had to bring the pick to Douglas because that's where the pick was. And we watched it live. We watched them hold it up live and see that right here inside the cool zone. That's what we do. It's Jeff Davenport hanging out with Dan the Man, Coach Baker, our entire team, putting these highlights together for you, getting all these games covered, all because of our fantastic sponsors that you see in the post description of all of our games that are going live, as well as when we do the live look-ins you were seeing. When you see the highlights, you were seeing all the different amazing sponsors that make this coverage possible. It takes a lot to put something like this together. It was just a few months ago that a handful of us here at Cool FM Live, we got together and we talked and we said, what can we do? What are we going to do? And I think it was Dennis or me or Dan or Todd. I'll give credit to all of us. We all said at the same time, we said the red zone. That's what we need to do. And we took it up another notch by making it the cool zone and doing something that is not being done in Texas or California or Florida. Nothing like this is going on live, taking live in-game looks at all of our county teams. It doesn't happen anywhere except right here. The only place in the country you'll ever see the Cool Zone is right here on Cool FM Live. Last count, it was 42-13, ALA Gilbert North over Buena, right across town, as we are in the Sierra Vista on Wilcox Drive, hanging out at the AZ Prep Academy office of Buena basketball head coach Dennis Baker and director of the AZ Prep Academy. 23-21 was last count in Benson. Don't know if they're back on the field. If the Lightning had moved out, Benson should be back out on the field, and we should be seeing an update there. Ray was over the Valley Union Blue Devils in Ray. I do have green here, by the way. I'm sorry, Coach. If we want to go see some highlights, you...
See the last highlight from Benson. See. Oh wait, no, that's the last one before the.
Oh, that was before the delay.
I'm pretty sure.
That was a great highlight. Watching Dawson Judd hit his running back.
Yeah, this is the latest stuff they've gotten from there, and they're still in the
Okay, so they're still on the delay, which means that after Renee Lorda took that...
should be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay. So we're thinking that that game will resume in about 10 minutes. It is in the fourth quarter. It is late in that game. Yeah, 6 minutes left in that game. And 6 minutes left in the game or 6 minutes left for the delay?
In the game.
In the game, okay. So 6 minutes left in the game. Benson took the lead, and that is a huge game. We'll probably take some live looks there when they are back in action. In the meantime, again, the final scores that we have tonight. We have Morenci over Bisbee. Bisbee falls to 1-3. They will host Santa Rita 1 week from tonight. Bisbee loses big, 26-0. They lost 25-0 last week to Douglas. And we're getting some updates here. Here we go. So, we have another final. The Cowboys held on against Pima. The Cowboys went up, made that hour-plus drive up into the Gila Valley, and that is a final score. Wilcox over Pima, 7-0 is final. Wilcox goes to 3-1. The Rough Riders fall to the reverse, 1-3, and Wilcox will be hosting Tombstone 1 week from tonight. Another final score, Morenci over Bisbee, 26-0. We got green. Let's go see some highlights. Coach, where are we going? Some Valley Union Blue Devil highlights. The Bearcats had that 36-22 lead.
And it looks like he's got the first down.
And Valley Union not going away into this night. It is Miles Richardson. He has been a one-man Cool Zone highlight reel tonight. Miles, you just made the Cool Zone yet again, my friend, and that brings the score hopefully they got the 2-point conversion and made it 36-30. I don't know what the score update is. Actually, I can look right here and see what the score update is. I don't see it on this one, but that's okay. Final scores here. Other final scores, St. David beat Duncan 59-0. St. David, in 4 games, has scored over 200 points. This is insane. I don't know if even in their heyday of Ryan Gooding, was Ryan Gooding putting up runs like this just a couple years ago when he was out on the field? I have no idea, but the final score there, 59-0. Final. St. David, still undefeated, 4-0. Final score in Tombstone was 62-0. The Dust Devils go to 3-1. Yellow Jackets fall to 0-3. Let's see some more highlights. Here we go. In Douglas, at home against Pueblo. Douglas, I think they had just scored a touchdown because it looks like it's 13-6 as they're waiting the extra point. That is up, and it is good. So 14-6 is the current, I don't know if that's the current score, but that's the most recent score we have with Douglas over Pueblo. Yeah, about 3 minutes left in that game at that highlight, so that game could be very close to wrapping up the Buena game. That was a big one here as...
I'm going to go to another highlight there to see if maybe we
Oh,
can
sure.
touchdown.
Yeah, let's see.
Scored. I don't know.
Let's see what we got, Coach. You got it. This is what we do here in the Cool Zone every Friday. Well, let's see what we got here. Nope, this was a highlight earlier in the game. We saw that one before. That was on 3rd down, and Douglas not getting the first down. But 14-6, last check in Douglas, and Douglas beating Pueblo. Go Bulldogs. Always love hanging out in Douglas. It's like a home away from home for me. They always treat me so well there at the city. I'll be in Douglas tomorrow night, actually, for the Chiricahua Community Health Center Chiricahua Cares Foundation dinner going on at the Gadsden Hotel tomorrow night. Looking forward to emceeing that with my friends from Chiricahua Community Health Center tomorrow night in historic Gadsden Hotel. Again, I don't know if we have a score update there in Ray. We saw Valley Union score. I don't know if they ended up getting the 2-point conversion or not. It was 36-28, awaiting the extra point or 2-point conversion. I believe they probably should have gone for the 2-point conversion to make it within 6. And that game is late in the game there. So it is a final for Buena. 42-14 is what I have. The final score. ALA Gilbert North, the Heisman winner, Ty Detmer from 1990's Brigham Young University team, coming to town and unfortunately laying the smackdown on Buena. I got green. What does that mean? Let's see some of the highlights here from the Buena Colts hosting ALA Gilbert. It was 42-7 at this time, and this was the touchdown that we didn't end up really seeing. We saw just the last little reach that Jaden Thomas made, and he ended up catching that in the near corner for a touchdown. And that was the second score and final score that Buena would have, the final tonight. Buena falls to 2-1. ALA Gilbert North goes to 3-0. Let's see the extra point. There it was, 42-14. And that is your final score at Buena High School tonight. Buena will be at home. Again, they started the season on the road with 2 road games, and now they're in the midst of 2 home games. Next week will be the second of 2 home games. They'll be hosting Tucson High. That will be coming to town. But tough day at the office for the Colts today. So another final in the books. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 finals as we speak. The only other games that we are waiting the final scores from is in Benson. Benson should be back to action, I believe, at this point with only 6 minutes left to go in that game at last count. Benson took the lead on a fantastic touchdown pass from Dawson Judd to Renee Lorda. A short touchdown pass gave them the lead 23-21, and we await taking an in-game look there to see how that game gets updated. Douglas leading 14-6 at home against Pueblo. Hopefully that game holds. And at last count, it was 36. Oh, we got a highlight in Douglas? Oh, let's go see what the Bulldogs are doing.
Well, you know what? It's just that extra point.
Oh, it's the extra point? Okay. Let's see what we got. We'll throw it up there. This is the Cool Zone. This is what we do. Nope, that was the extra point, and you can see from the scoreboard it was 13-6, and this was the extra point by number 12, Lewis Wong, the 5'9", 150-pound senior kicker, as the rain is falling there in Douglas with 3 minutes to go in the fourth. They have a 14-6 lead. We'll see if the Bulldogs can hold on to that victory. One of 3 games currently that is still in action. Benson, I'm wondering if we have a Benson feed that we...
They're still showing delay.
Not yet. Okay, so Benson's still in delay, and...
Highlight from Valley Union.
Oh, let's see the highlight. Let's go. Let's go to Ray and see the Bearcats hosting our Valley Union Blue Devils. So 36-22. Oh, what a great sack by number. Oh, can we see that one more time? I want to call that out. If his number is on, is that 48? Oh, he is. Ivan Rosales, the senior outside linebacker, defensive lineman, making a huge sack there. And there was a big takedown by Manuel Rojas, the junior defensive lineman. Yeah, let's see that one again. Boy, a fantastic job. And all of that helped set up what was the most current score that we had, 36-28. Great job by Valley Union not giving up. Thank you, MORSE Automotive Group, Sierra Vista, Cochise County, and even Valley Union in Elfrida, which is currently up in Ray, backed by MORSE. So 36-28 was the last count we had at that game. 14-6, Douglas over Pueblo, and Benson still awaiting to come back from the lightning delay that ended up taking everybody out of the stadium. They lead 23-21. Finals in the books. Buena going down to ALA tonight at home. They're opening their home opener of the season after going 2-0 on the road. They fall to 2-1 tonight, losing 42-14. Wilcox Cowboys hold on. All they needed was one touchdown. That's all they got. It's all they needed. They win 7-0. They go to 3-1, and they will be hosting Tombstone 1 week from tonight. Tombstone, speaking of which, falls 62-0. Santa Cruz Valley ended up coming into the home of the Yellow Jackets there at Mike Hayhurst Field, and Yellow Jackets will be heading to Wilcox, as I said, 1 week from tonight. St. David, they don't rebuild, they just reload. 59-0. I think over 220 points that they've scored in their first 4 games. They go to 4-0. They will travel to Salome 1 week from tonight. And our ALA Sierra Vista team falls to 0-3, losing 57-0 tonight in Maricopa as they lose to Heritage Academy. They will host Mission Heights Prep 1 week from tomorrow. They'll have a Saturday game. I'll see if Sharon, Mark, and I could call that game, possibly, or if we're not already booked doing something else, I probably am, unless it's a day game. We'll see what happens there. I got green. Where are we going? Oh, let's go look at some Bobcats highlights. So this was the great highlight here where they took the lead going into the weather delay. Now watch this highlight all the way through and look in the background at the top of the screen. You will see a lightning's flash. There it is, boom, right there. And that is what caused the teams to leave the field. And that's where they've been pretty much for the last better part of 45 minutes now, as that happened about 45 minutes ago. And that is what took us to 23-21, Benson over Tanque Verde. 6 minutes left in that game. We'll see what happens when they restart it. In the meantime, the other 2 active games we have, 14-6, Douglas over Pueblo. Just a couple minutes left in that game. If that one's got to be very close to a final. And then Ray over Valley Union at home, 36-28. Both those teams 2-1. One of those teams will get their 3rd win tonight. This is what we do every Friday. You listen to me, yenter it up with you, hanging out with you tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in the books. 3 games still active, all thanks to this amazing team here tonight. We got Dan the Man, we got Coach Baker, we got our awesome statisticians and stat trackers and everybody else here tonight with us. And you got me. You're stuck with me. I apologize, but if you're hanging out here with us tonight, all of the highlights that we're taking a look at this evening through Cochise County High School football.
Game, we appreciate your
staying
with us, your
Friday
perseverance.
A lot of blowout games.
Fireworks right off the bat. Right
And
before the
of
game
the
was
close
postponed,
games, I believe-
Benson had scored the go-ahead touchdown, putting him up 23-21. Then the field was cleared before the extra point. So after the delay, the first play would be the extra point, and Tanque Verde blocked it. So we have a 2-point game with 6:38. No time went off the clock, and Tanque Verde is a field goal away from pulling this one out.
Yeah, that's just a sign of that, that condensed warm-up time. They weren't really warm, so that's part of that delay on that mixed extra point, Bill.
Yeah, that's a tough thing to come back with. What do we have, almost an hour
Bobcat kicking team getting
postponement. So, you
ready for the
know,
coverage.
even though these guys are in tip-top shape, it's still hard to warm up coming back from that long of a delay. So Benson kicks it off. It's a low kick. Fielded at the 13-yard line. He's going to come to the near side and running out of room. Nice gang tackle by the special teams of the Bobcats. And that's where Tanque Verde is going to start
Number 87 on the
first
top.
and 10.
Tatum, Kilpatrick.
This
Good coverage by
is
the
where we
Bobcat
got to watch out for
kick return team.
cramping and pulled muscles.
Right.
These guys aren't truly warmed up again, and they ask them to start and stop and start
Marketed
again.
on the 20-yard
That's something
line.
to really
Chain
look
and
out
ready
for
to
in the
go.
second half or the last of the quarter here.
So 6:32. We're about halfway through the fourth quarter, and before we left, that third quarter flew by if you were with us back then. So first and 10 for Tanque Verde. And straight ahead handoff. That's not going anywhere, as the entire Bobcat front line coming up on the stop on that one.
Yeah, really good job by the front four there. They all got penetration on that play.
And once again, because of the delay, you know, your cadence is messed up. You're just really, really hard to get back in game for it on the mental part too.
Yeah, right. Get in game flow physically and mentally.
Yeah. So 2nd and 15 for Tanque Verde. He's going to try to bring it around the near side. Gets the corner, but not much more.
There it is, Bill. Holding.
Number 24, Colt Shoemaker, or Schmucker coming in.
That was very easy to see that
And
one.
that's
on the field.
it's going to be a holding call against Tanque Verde.
Tanque Verde.
So that's going to back up the Hawks 10 yards.
He's arguing his case, but he has no case there, Bill. He clearly hooked that in.
Oh, you saw it from the get-go.
Once again, maybe a sign of like not being warm, like you said, mentally not being in the game there.
So they're going to start the clock, and we're at the 5:40 mark and counting. 3rd and 15. This is a huge play for Tanque Verde if they want to pull this one out. He's going to roll to the far side, and he's going to be short of the first down. I don't expect them to punt, though. They're probably going to keep the offense on the field, and they're going to have about a 4th and 3 or 4. We'll see where they mark it.
Where they mark the ball.
Unfortunately, the defensive end lost contain on that play, and he's been rolling out quite a bit. So I'm surprised that they're not like looping out instead of crashing up the field.
Has got to hold them.
And a good call by Tanque Verde. They got 14 of the 15 yards back, and you're looking at a 4th, and it's a long one, but very manageable. Everybody in tight, no receivers, just a straight handoff up the middle.
See where they're going to get.
And
Defensive line pushing them back.
it's going to be close. We could get a measurement on this.
That's a first down.
They're calling it a first down.
And they're not going to measure. They're just going to call it first down Tanque Verde with 4:47 left. They'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Yeah, that 3rd down and 15, that was a big play.
That was
losing control.
First down for the Hawks.
Yeah, I got 14 of the 15 yards back. You can't ask for more than that. So 1st and 10 now at the 20, at the 30.
Nice.
And going sideways, and you can't do that. You got to go north-south. And he get wrapped up before he got to the sidelines.
Judd has been all over the field tonight.
2nd and 10. Yeah, Judd has been one of the better players tonight.
All over the field.
So no gain on the play. He just kept running sideways. It was like
Judd is a sure tackler. He is a sure tackler as they get.
under 4 minutes now left in the contest. And
nice.
Kind of a little counter play off the right end.
Number 4, Raleigh Evans.
Evan wraps him up for about a 1.5, 2-yard gloss on that one.
Yeah, Evans strung it out. Then he ended up making the tackle himself. He did it all in one shot. Really nice job by Evans there. Those are two.
So 3rd and 12 again, same situation.
Let's see if the defensive ends can stop that rollout.
You know what they haven't done is hit those receivers streaking down the field. They haven't done it at all this second half.
Here comes that rollout again, Bill.
Rolls to the near side. Now he's going to throw deep. Oh, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
Good defense. Good defensive
So he
coverage
had
by the
it, and
backfield
it
of the
was knocked
Bobcats.
away by the defensive back of the Bobcats.
Yeah, he had really good Mako speed. He was beat at first, but then his closing speed was able to come back and
Saw that.
So
So nice play by the defensive backs of Benson, because he was open initially, as Ramon said.
4th and 11, Bill, and we're going to
So this could be the game right here, pretty much.
Here we have 4th down. Let's go,
Give
Bobcats.
Benson the ball. I don't think you're going to get it back. 4th and 12.
Ooh, trouble from the start. Oh,
And the pass is incomplete.
And incomplete.
stop.
The
Benson
Bobcats.
will take over on downs.
First down, Bobcats.
And that might be the nail in the coffin, because I don't foresee Tanque Verde getting the ball back. And then Benson.
With 3:12 remaining in tonight's
three
contest, the
three
Bobcats
timeouts to work
take
with.
over possession on the 30-yard line of
Just-
the Tanque Verde Hawks.
We'll see how Benson plays it. If
Let's
they're
see
gonna
how
run
the
it.
time management, like you said, 3 timeouts. They're going to have to get at least one first down. So 1st and 10 now on the 30-yard line of Tanque Verde for the Bobcats. Up by 2. And just a little
In the middle.
Quarterback keeper.
keeper on the blind side. He got to fake the handoff, and the
Timeout.
right side of the defensive line
Oh,
bit on it, and
Tanque
it gave
Verde.
him a lot of room to grow on the other side.
Pickup of 6, second down.
Tanque
4
Verde's
for the
taking their
Bobcats.
first timeout here, Bill.
So Tanque Verde forced to take a 5-out 6 yards on that first carry. 2nd and 4. This is going to be very manageable, considering both teams seem to be able to move the ball at will, although Tanque Verde on that last possession kind of shot themselves in the foot with the penalties.
It seemed like the Benson coaches were making their adjustment to that interior blitz because quarterback kept it on the outside of the tackle, and that was a great spot to run that play.
Yeah, it was a great call. All right, 3:01 left to go.
You know, we have some pretty short-handed receivers out there. I think it'd be a good opportunity.
All right, once again, we're
3:01 remaining in tonight's
broadcast brought to you
contest.
by SSVEC, our presenting sports sponsor, powering our live stream youth sports coverage all year long. SSVEC serving our community. So here we go, 2nd and 4, 3:01 on the clock. Bobcats with the ball, up by 2.
This will be 4-down territory as well here, Bill. Oh, unless he
Once
loses a lot of
again,
yards.
and Tanque Verde says not this time.
With the carry of the ball.
The Hawks still
Renee
trying to get
Lorca
that ball back,
tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
and a loss on the play all the way back near the original line of scrimmage.
So it's going to be 3rd down 10.
Yeah, Lorta had
Tanque
nowhere to
Verde,
go there.
timeout.
He was under siege as soon as he got that ball.
Yeah, he had good penetration into that Benson Bobcat backfield.
Oh, that changes the whole philosophy of these next 2 plays. Because if you don't get close enough, then it's too far, kind of far for a field goal.
Yeah.
Kind of close for a punt. So a lot of coaching decisions are going to be made in the next 2:53 here, Bill.
All right, let's catch up on the sponsors. MORSE Automotive Group, the Sherry Ethel team at Long Realty, Barnett Towing and Barnett
Let's
Propane,
go.
Copper Queen Community Hospital of Cochise County, Grasshopper Landscaping, Ginger's Title Service of Sierra Vista, Aloe Fiber, Right Way, and American Southwest Credit Union, Sierra Toyota, TWN Communications,
Let's go,
and
Bobcats.
back
Let's
to
go.
live action here. 3rd and 9, closer to 10 for the Bobcats. 2:53 left. This is a big down. They need to convert. Back to pass. He's got good time now, starting to break down. He's going to tuck it under and run, and caught from behind before he got the first down. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Let's see what Benson does.
4th down and 6.
Their offense is staying on the field, Bill.
Clock is running.
So Tanque Verde now with just 1 timeout. You want to kind of save that for offense if you can. The clock is running. It's 2:20 and counting.
Yeah, they're going to run it down as much as they can here. You know, Judd got pulled down awkwardly on that play. I don't know. He looks like be a little.
Did he come up
He looks,
limping?
he looks a little ginger right now. He got twisted around on his back.
Okay. So under 2 minutes now as they let the clock run down just before the delay of game, and they call a timeout. Benson's first
Bobcats,
of the half.
Oh, this is why the coaches get paid the big bucks, Bill.
Tanque Verde,
That's right.
21.
So let's reset it. We'll finish up our sponsors. 1:56 left. 4th and 6 for the Bobcats, needing a first down. If they get a first down, the game's over. If they cannot get a first down, Tanque Verde with their one timeout would have to go about 74 yards, depending on how many yards the play gets on 4th down. And to catch up on the sponsors, Eagle Plumbing, Vinny's Pizza, Sierra Vista. Vinny, we're going to get down there someday and then eat after the game. Ramon and I promise. Sonic Drive-In at Sierra Vista, Duran Plumbing, Prestige Remodeling and Restoration, LLC.
26-yard line of the Hawks.
Seniors Helping Seniors, Desert RV in Huachuca City, and Stan Greer Millworks. And once again, a special thanks to SSVEC for covering and powering the live stream.
Here's the game, Bill.
Here it is. This is the game. 4th and 6, $1:56 left. He's going to roll the far side. He's going to put it, go up top. He's got a wide open receiver. He's going to walk in for the touchdown, number 13. 13.
Oh, yeah, Jason Santo.
Santo with the touchdown, and that
Santos with the touchdown.
indeed
Pass thrown by
will
number 9, Austin Judge.
close out the game. 147, and
You know, if he didn't score there, Bill, he could have just stopped, dropped to his knees right there, and
Right.
they could have just ran the clock out.
they could have done that.
This is the only chance that Tanque Verde's going to
Well,
have.
if he makes this extra point, it's a 2-possession game. So, I mean, all intent and purposes, the game's over.
Yeah, but if they
They blocked the last one. Let's see what happens. That one
Kick is up.
goes right through the middle. So with 147 left, it's 30-21. Benson, after a lengthy lightning delay here in Benson, and AIA and the officials wanting to conclude this game, and so there would be no challenges or anything like that. And Benson basically slammed the door shut right there, as you saw, and now up 30-21.
I think they left a little crease there, Bill, because if you would have just went down at the 3-yard line, they could have just took 3 knees, game's over.
Right.
So now they're going to get the ball back. They've gotten behind the defense all night on those streaks. A quick touchdown, an onside kick. You gave them an option to extend the game.
That's
extended
true.
the game.
That's true. The downside for Tanque Verde is they only have one timeout.
Yeah.
So Benson lining up to the kick. If I was the Bobcats, I would kick it on the ground.
Yes.
There's no reason you want a long return, and the Tanque Verde return guys can fly. It's the same receivers that were getting behind the DBs in the first
There you
half.
go. Good call, Bill.
So on the ground, one of the up man, and he's going to bring it all the way across the 40 to about the 42, 43.
It's good field position.
Definitely good field position.
They're 2 plays away from a touchdown here.
See where
If
they're
they
gonna mark it.
didn't get within shouting distance, and like I said, this opened
Looks
up
like
the
about
door for them.
42-yard line.
So as Ramon stated, in the first half, those receivers on the edges were getting behind the defensive backs of Benson on a regular basis, but they really hadn't run any of those pass patterns in the second half. Now's the time to do it.
They're going to have to max protect, maybe a 2-man route. Max protect.
He's going to go. He's going long on the first play. He's got a guy open. Oh, and once again dropped. Boy, he's going to see, Cooper's going to see that pass all night long in his dreams.
It's all situational football, Bill. Situational football.
And it wouldn't have mattered anyways as Tanque Verde gets whistled for a hold. But I'm telling you, that's 2 passes that Tanque Verde is that slip right through their hands. If you would have scored on that, there would have been the perfect situation that you mentioned. You get an onside kick, and you got another life.
Yes, they gave him life. I mean, it's hard to tell a kid don't score a touchdown when it's right in front of you.
Right, especially in high school.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Situational
Benson needs to do is they have to play that. They have to play that free safety as a center fielder.
Yeah, I just put Judd. I'd put Judd back about 50 yards.
Once again, he's going to roll out now. He's getting It's a little pressure from the inside. He
He
wants to get out of bounds. He doesn't get out of bounds, and he doesn't even get close to the first down. So a bad judgment call on the receiver from Tanque Verde. The first thing is you need to get out of bounds. You have one timeout left. You want to save it for possibly a kick, or not a kick, but an extra play. Fumbled snap, and intercepted by Benson.
Who else but Dawson Judge?
Dawson Judge
Definitely
comes
a
up.
player of the game.
Dawson Judge puts the nail in the coffin here in Benson.
He delivers a game-winning touchdown and he delivers a game-sealing interception. That was great.
Excellent effort and great game by Dawson Judd. Minute 4 left. All they have to do is take a knee 3 times, and we're out of here.
Well, if they end up meeting again in the playoffs, I'd sure like to see the rematch. This was a great game.
This was a great game between two very good teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Well coached, well disciplined.
Benson just getting ready to go in their victory formation.
Best formation in football.
And what a game. It unfortunately was delayed by lightning for close to an hour. But you got your money's worth once the game resumed. Both teams had shots to pull it out. And Benson is going to come out of this one on top to go to 3-1. Tanque Verde will fall to 2-2 as the clock continues to run now under 40 seconds. And once again, they're just going to take a knee out of the victory formation.
Yes, sir. $23
And that should do it.
That will do it.
Great high school football.
And that's the final play of the game, with Benson going out in front, getting tied, going behind, getting tied, and finally going out in front for the final time. And that's what counts, is what the scoreboard says at the end of 4 quarters. Our final score, Benson Bobcats 30, the Tanque Verde Hawks 21. Stay tuned for an abbreviated post-game show coming right up, and then we'll dump you off to Jeff in the cool zone.
We got to close these windows, I think. Want to do a real quick recap?
Yeah. Okay, so final score 30-21 here at Benson on a very, very high offensive power game with both teams. Both teams just showing that they could score at will. I mean, the first Benson scored 5 plays in their first touch of the game.
Yes.
Valley, or not like you say, Valley, Tanque Verde showed that they could score in a hurry with those deep routes. And it all came down. It was as much offense as we saw tonight, Ramon. It came down to the defense at the end of the game.
Absolutely. You got a full spectrum of this game. You got runs, you got passing, good defense. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it was quite the game. Really good victory for the Bobcats, and it looks like they'd be a great rematch if they meet in the playoffs. They're both good teams, and they're both trending in that direction, Bill.
Yeah, this definitely could go into the postseason. Let's see who they have next up on their schedule.
Yeah, it's good of the fans that did stick around, that fought through the lightning delay, and they made it back. I think we need to clear out of here. They're ready to lock us out.
Yeah, we're going to get out of here. Okay, so Veritas Prep out of Phoenix is Benson's next game. It's a home game, and the next home game for Tanque Verde and the Hawks Nest home game is Trivium Prep Goodyear, and that's an away game, so they'll be over in the West Valley. So that's going to wrap it up for us here at Benson High School. What a game. I'm glad you enjoyed it in spite of the lightning delay. Final score, the Bobcats triumph 30-21. Want to thank once again SSVEC. Want to thank Cool FM Live and 520 Sports Talk. We'll see you next Friday. It's a wrap.
In the cool zone. Do we have the final? It should be final there in Benson is what I assume.
30 to 21.
It is the final. The final is 30 to 21 there in Benson. Other finals of the night. Let's go through these one by one. Our first final came in a running clock situation, one of the blowouts that we talked about. ALA Sierra Vista falls to 0-3, losing 57-0. They will host Mission Heights Prep on a Saturday game 1 week from tomorrow on September 20th. St. David rolls again. They have over 220 points in their first 4 games. This might be one of the most offensively potent St. David teams in history, and they go to 4-0. They will travel to Siloam next week on Friday the 19th. Duncan Wildcats fall to 1-3 in that 59-0 blowout by St. David. Santa Cruz Valley came into Tombstone for Tombstone's first home game of their season. We know the whole town was out and ready to go for that game. Unfortunately, the new players that were joining the team, it was great to see all those players on the sideline suited up and ready to go for Tombstone. Unfortunately, they need a little bit more work, but that's okay. We know Tombstone will get some wins this season. They didn't get it tonight, falling 62-0. Tombstone falls to 0-3. Santa Cruz Valley Dust Devils go to 3-1. Tombstone will be at Wilcox 1 week from tonight. Speaking of which, the Wilcox Cowboys, a 1-score game, 7-0. All they needed was 1 touchdown, and Wilcox goes to 3-1 as they travel to Pima tonight, falls to 1-3, wins that game 7-0. They will host Tombstone 1 week from tonight. Benson, as you just saw, we've been showing you highlights of Benson all night long. Dawson Judd and his team getting that big go-ahead touchdown right as the lightning struck. What an amazing highlight. And the lightning struck Benson in more ways than one as they hold on to that 30-21 victory tonight over Tanque Verde. Benson goes to 3-1. They will be hosting Veritas Prep 1 week from tonight. Across town in Sierra Vista, our friends from ALA Gilbert North, our good friend. He's not a friend. I don't even know him. I'm just making it sound like I know all these famous people, like 1990 Heisman Trophy winner Ty Detmer, who is the head coach for ALA Gilbert North. They go to 3-0 as they defeat the Colts. Last week, the Colts won in a blowout. Tonight, they lose in a blowout, 42-14. Colts fall to 2-1. They will host Tucson High 1 week from tonight.